Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to Wrestling Days Live. We are live for this week's Smackdown and very excited. I need to sort the clock out that's on screen. I am just a few minutes late. I'll tell you why in a second. Let me do that. Hit start. Boom. There we go. I can be beaten by a simple clock. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is well. I gotta say, I don't like that clock. I need to find a better clock. That looks like amateur hour. It really does. So, yeah, I'm not happy about that clock at all. But it's the best I could do. I hope everyone is well. We have got a very interesting show because, of course, there is Intercontinental Championship Tournament. Otis is going to be on Miz TV. I haven't heard anything from the hacker. I don't know if anyone out there has heard anything from the hacker. I'm a little bit out of the loop today. I'm not going to lie. Little bit out of the loop. And so I've not seen anything. Honestly, I've not seen anything. So I don't know what the latest is. Let me say hi to everyone. Sorry, I was late. There we go. Boom. Yes, shout out to everyone. Hope you are all well. I was a little bit late. The reason why I was late is quite funny. I was late because of the fact that I was just talking to my dad upstairs. And he was like looking for something to watch. And I was like, why don't you try Breaking Bad? So I recommended Breaking Bad to him. So he's actually going to start watching Breaking Bad right now. So I think that's what he's doing. I think he's on episode 1 of Breaking Bad upstairs. So I don't know if it's him or not, to be honest. So, but yeah, I was just trying to explain what it was about to him. So before I knew it, I was a couple of minutes late. So I'm sure you forgive me for having that very brief conversation with my dad about Breaking Bad. Karmveer Singh J Lion, hello, my friend. Hope you are well. Why have I got this awful... I've got a horrible... I want to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of that little chat box. I need to pop it back out again. I've got a few little technical difficulties here. Let me overcome these, and then we're going to talk some hardcore wrestling, my friends. We're going to talk some of the good stuff. I hope everyone is well. I need to send the tweet out as well. I heard Robert says, did you see the news about NXT in your house? Yes, Robert, I did. Very, very excited. That is a show that was a big deal when I was a kid. So yes, I genuinely am looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun, and I really hope that it's got the old set. I really hope it's got that retro feel. So yeah, looking forward to it. Right, we've got Coaster Maniacs says, should have told him Total Divas episode 4. Voltrex official, shout out to you, Voltrex. Hope you are well. Hawa says, why is Charlotte coming to SmackDown? Don't know, but I do think it's very interesting. I mean, we'd heard the rumors that the brand split had finished. And obviously we did see that next week, King Corbin, he is going to go to Raw. So it looks like now Charlotte is heading to SmackDown for a bit. And I think you're going to see this. I don't think you're going to see lots of stars moving around each week, but I think you're going to see some stars moving around each week, just as they try to do anything and everything they can to improve the ratings. So SmackDown's been okay, in all fairness, but by having Charlotte on, she can then start to build up maybe something for next week's NXT, or maybe she's going to start a feud with someone. Maybe she's going to start a feud with Bayley and Sasha. Maybe we're looking at a triple threat. I honestly don't know what to expect. She could be there to promote NXT, or she could be there for other reasons. We're going to have to wait and see. So I think I'm fine with it, in all fairness. I think that for some reason, NXT doesn't know what it wants to be, and we've said this before. Is NXT developmental? Is it there to bring through new talent? Or is it a third brand? Because it's kind of trying to be both, and it really can't be both. So it's either a third brand or it's developmental. And I think whilst we're in this kind of grey area, that's where Charlotte is kind of free to go wherever she wants to go. So I'm all right with NXT talent popping up on Raw and SmackDown, unless categorically it is meant to be a third brand. But if it is meant to be a third brand, then why is the NXT title not a world title? If it is meant to be a third brand, then why is it that we've got so many new stars that debut in NXT? There's so many things they're going to have to address if it is a third brand. Why was it not a part of Money in the Bank? Yes, it's part of the Royal Rumble, but it only had, one match at WrestleMania? It wasn't a part of Money in the Bank. I doubt it'll be a part of Backlash. So this is what we're saying. Is it a third brand or is it developmental? What is it now? And I think they need to get some clarity to that, because at the moment they're getting battered in the ratings. I know it was quite close this week between NXT and AEW. I think there's about 40,000 difference between the two, which isn't loads. That's actually quite close. It's been much wider in recent weeks, but it still feels like they need to do something. They've got to do something to try and, get ahead of AEW. They can't constantly be in there looking in the ahead, the AEW looking in the rear view mirror. So shout out to everyone that's joining us. I can't answer that question as to why Charlotte's there. We're going to have to wait and see. Again, I haven't heard any rumours on the hacker for tonight, but I would definitely expect him. We expected something bigger at Money in the Bank than what we got. What we got wasn't big enough. We needed something bigger. We needed something more. I think there was a bit of disappointment around the hacker and Money in the Bank.
DJ is a legend. They donated $20 via Super Chat. Dazc. How you doing? Shout out to Brandy and the Took Me Back When I Was a Little Tazzy. Great hot tag about the $1 Million Man.
So DJ B Tazzy says, Days, how are you doing? Shout out to Brandy and the Insiders. They took me back to when I was a little B Tazzy. Great hot tag about the $1 Million Man. Yes. I've got to say I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I'm quite... like yesterday I said on the streams, I'm definitely starting to feel it now. I'm definitely starting to feel a little bit run down. So I actually woke up, but I actually stayed in bed a little longer. So I did go onto Twitter and I was answering some tweets and things like this. And I was checking the news, reading some rumors, all that kind of stuff. But I didn't get up and set the stream up and everything. So by the time I did get up, I was a little bit behind schedule, to be honest. I had something to eat, still had to set the stream up. There was still a few things to do with Wrestling Escape Pod. So, yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to watch it live. I mean, I do keep saying this. I just don't have the time to watch, people ask me, do you watch Cultaholic? Do you watch Wrestle Talk? Do you watch What Culture? Do you watch... And it's I don't, because I don't have the time. And I'm starting to find that now with even things like the Insiders, with the amount of stuff that they put out. So, but 1,000,000,000%, I absolutely will be going back and checking it out, because I love what Brandy does. I mean, honestly, the hot tag is just made for me. Going back and talking about legends, talking about old school wrestling. Brilliant. Right up my street. Absolutely up my street. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So, I need to check that out. I'll probably do that when I'm doing a bit of editing after, later. Because I'll be up for quite a bit after SmackDown. So I'll probably put that on in the background and check it out. So, yeah, looking forward to that. So, yes, shout out to DJ B Tazzy. Shout out to Brandy Smith. Shout out to the Insiders as well. So much good stuff going on. Dr. Phil says, Days, I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate you noticing me on the NXT stream. No worries, my friend. Linda is the hacker. Maybe we'll get some boobage. That is going to make no sense to anyone that did not watch those Total Divas streams. Those Total Diva streams are wild. Yeah, streams gone wild. That's what we're doing. Yeah, that was quite the event yesterday. Certainly episode 4. I mean, that might be why I had to stay in bed a little bit longer just to try and recover. Episode 4 had a lot of boobage. Yeah, so shout out to anyone that joined us yesterday. Obviously, on Sunday, We will be doing another live stream on the Wrestling Escape Pod channel. That's the other channel that I have. And we will be voting as to what we'll watch next Thursday. As we said, we are kind of getting towards the end now of these extra watch-alongs as the world starts to go back to normal, which is brilliant news. I don't think things are going to be really back to normal for a while, but I think by the time we get to June, then I think we will have taken some big steps in that direction. So, yeah, I think we're definitely going to keep it going till June, but as soon as we hit June, then, we'll start to wind it down. We might do the first week of June or something, but, yeah, we're definitely doing something next Thursday. So, tomorrow we've got UFC. Sunday, we've said we're going to do In Your House. We're going to actually live stream the first one, so join us for that. I think it'll be about 6 Eastern, 11 UK time. Probably before, we will do that live stream on the Wrestling Escape Pod channel, where we can vote for the next watch-along. On Monday, we got Raw. Tuesday, we got Carneyland, NWA Carneyland. We don't know what this is. It's a brand new wrestling-related show on Tuesday called Carneyland. So, yeah, can't wait for that. That's Tuesday. NXT and AEW Wednesday. The watch-along Thursday. We're back to SmackDown. And then, honestly, we might be looking at, like, Double or Nothing or something. So, whew, busy. Again, you can see why I stay in bed. RM says, why isn't SmackDown and NXT on the WWE
William
Network?
Hensey is a legend. They donated $20 via Super Chat. All hail Otis Belrig thrusts. My air humps bring all the girls to the yard. My air humps are better than yours, so right, better than yours. Hey days.
Yes. So, William Hensey says, all hail Otis's pelvic thrusts. My air humps bring all the girls to the yard. My air humps are better than yours. I could teach you, but I have to charge. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. And they're like, it's better than yours, damn right. It's better than yours. I could teach you, but I have to charge. Do you know, I love that album. That album is called Tasty by Khalees. Came out 2004. It's kind of like a reddish cover with just her like face. She might even have a lollipop or something. And it's called Tasty. And it's got things like Trick You on it. It's got things like Milkshake on it. It's good, man. It's a really good album. One of my favorite albums from the like mid 2000s. Really good. Shabazz, shout out to you. Miss Clown One says UFC looks good. It does look good. Yes, I'm very excited for it. £10 a podcast. Hello to you. Hope you are well. WWE Inside Access Wrestling says, Days, just wanted to drop by and say hi. I got a YouTube weigh show here at Big Sandy Recycling. What? In Huntington. Just wanted to drop by and say hi and watch if I could, but I can't. Okay. Well, thank you for trying to watch if you could, but unfortunately you can't. So shout out to WWE Inside Access Wrestling. I just want you to have a really great time at the Big Sandy Recycling Centre in Huntington. Shout out to everyone that's recycling right now at Big Sandy. That's what I like to call her. Big Sandy. If you're over there doing some recycling at Big Sandy over in Huntington, shout out to you. Keep on cycling. Yeah, it's really important that you stay fit. Shout out to Erin. Hope you are well. Umari says, are we going to see Tucker turn on Otis? I would hope not. I would feel like that would be too soon. I would imagine that Tucker would just be really excited for Otis. Plus also, if your friend was doing really well, you'd want to stick close to them, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? Like, if they're having a lot of success, just ride their coattails. So, if I was Tucker, I'd be like, dude, this is amazing. What parties are we going to? Who can we meet? Do we get to have a meeting with Vince? What's going on? The last thing I'd be doing is turning on him. So, if he's got any sense at all, then he'll be sucking up to him right now. Dave's random question. If you was a wrestler, what would be the colours of your main attire? That's a great question. I always feel like brighter the better. Everyone wears black. So much. I'm looking on screen right now at last week's SmackDown. It's just a sea of black. Everyone wears black, so go bright colors, go bold. I'd be looking at like fire colors. I'd want yellows.
Coastermaniacs is a legend. They donated $20 via super chat. His thrust, his trust, his lovely lady thrust lol tie for talking my mind off the world under a tornado watch right now.
Oh, really? Coastermaniac says under a tornado watch. Do you know what, right? I did see, actually, that was trending on Twitter. And honestly, I didn't even think twice about it. In my mind, it was like a really cool new watch. Honestly, I was like, what is this tornado watch? I want a tornado watch. Woo! I don't know why, but I thought it had like maybe some hologram in or something. It was like, yeah, check out my new tornado watch. I don't know why the penny absolutely did not drop that it was a tornado is coming. So stay safe, everyone. And also, why has no one made a tornado watch? Surely someone has. There must be a watch company called Tornado. There's got to be. If not, anyone, feel free to take that idea. Have it. Yeah, you'll make so much money. Just imagine at parties all those crazy pervy uncles that want to tell you to check out their tornado watch. So, yeah, shout out to you, Coastermaniacs. Stay safe. Please do not ride on any roller coasters at this time. There is inclement weather. So, please do not take that gamble. Love says, what are you drinking? I'm drinking black gold. Not literally. Coffee, that's what I'm drinking. It's going to get me through this stream. Do you know what? Actually, I feel all right. That little bit longer in bed, even if I wasn't asleep, just lying there and not getting up and doing stuff. I feel a bit better. So, yeah, I'm feeling all right. But always got to have a coffee to start the stream. We're 20 minutes in already, unbelievably. So we are just around about 40 minutes to go. Jerry says, I am definitely making a tornado watch. When the alarm goes off on your tornado watch, you've got to take color. Yes. Days, I'm not a fan of Finn Balor turning face again. Seeing him on Raw or SmackDown as a heel was something I was looking forward to, says John Elite. Yeah, I mean, I do feel that from a marketing point of view, it would make a lot of sense for them to bring in the Demon. I do feel like Balor without the Demon is cool. He looks awesome, and I totally understand that you would want to use the Demon sparingly. But there's been WrestleManias where we haven't had the Demon, and we haven't seen the Demon now for a long time. I mean, he was on the main roster for SummerSlam against The Fiend, and obviously we didn't get the Demon there. So we're probably looking at like a year, maybe even longer. I honestly don't know when we last saw the Demon. So I just feel, I don't know how you would reintroduce it with a heel Balor, because isn't the Demon in many ways meant to be his darkness, his darker alter ego, his alter ego that doesn't know any boundaries? You know, that's meant to be his Demon. So I'm not sure. I mean, if he is already a heel, if he is already quite dark and, you know, doesn't really have boundaries, unless he says, I can go even further. You think I'm moody now? You think I'm bad now? You think that I'm unhinged now? I'll see you at TakeOver in your house. The Demon wants to say hello or something like that. That would be cool. That would be cool. Maybe we're building towards that. Maybe it's going to be Finn versus Damian Priest. Hey, that would be amazing, actually. Thinking about that, Damian Priest. Yeah? The Priest versus the Demon. Maybe they are building towards that. Okay, I'm starting to... I've just managed to get myself excited for that feud even more now. At first, I was like, I don't really get this feud, because I really wanted it to be Triple H, or I wanted it to be Kevin Owens, or I wanted it to be a big name. When it turned out to be Damian Priest, you're like, what? Damian Priest? I mean, he's cool and everything, but he's not really achieved, like, he's had some good matches. That's about it. He's got a great voice. I know that sounds weird, but his voice is all down here like this, and he's like, I'm Damian Priest. It's like, it's got a really deep, deep voice. So it makes his promos quite interesting. He's got a great gimmick and everything. So all of that's good. His in-ring matches are solid. They're good. But yeah, I didn't get it. But maybe that's it. Priest versus Demon. Shout out to Wrestling Days fam. Days, who are your 3 favorites to win the Intercontinental title? Well, I think you've got to be looking. I don't know where Sheamus went. I don't know what happened with Sheamus, but surely we were meant to get Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy. So I really don't know what happened there at Money in the Bank and why it turned into Cesaro. But I think you've got to look at Jeff Hardy and think, yeah, he's got a good chance. I think Jeff Hardy's got a great chance. I think if Sheamus is well, he's only just really come back. So I think Sheamus has kind of got to be in the mix as well. And then, honestly, I don't know, it gets a little bit tricky. There's quite a few names that you could look at and go, oh, could they? I mean, there's quite a few. Would Daniel Bryan go for it again? I mean, he competed for it at WrestleMania. It was him against Sami Zayn. What about Drew Gulak? I mean, they're really investing in Drew Gulak, so I could see Drew Gulak being in the tournament. Would this be a good time to put the belt on him and, have him carry that belt for a little while? So, I don't know. I think I'll go with Gulak, Sheamus, and Jeff Hardy. Carmvia says, what was your first watch-along wrestling show you did? Honestly, I don't know. I know that I've always wanted to do watch-alongs, but I wasn't able to because I was working in a music shop. I worked in a music shop for like around 15 years, over 15 years actually. And I mean, not just one, I moved all over the country working in different ones. So I always had to get up and go to work. And obviously the shows are on in the middle of the night. So it's a lot of Raws that I just had to check results on, watch like YouTube clips of. There's lots of Raws that I didn't get a chance to actually sit down and watch from start to finish. But I got the results. I saw what everyone was saying. I used to watch, when I wasn't doing YouTube, I did watch a little bit of King Ross when he was on What Culture before Cultaholic, and they were all over there. And so I used to watch him and get the funny moments from that and whatever. So, I kind of very much watched wrestling a different way, I suppose. But then early 2018, that's when 2018 is when the watch along started. And I couldn't
William
tell you what the
Hensey
first
is a
one was.
legend. They donated $10 via Super Chat. Can Otis cash in the MIB briefcase in on a tag team championship match for him and Tucker? Thoughtful face.
I mean, I can't see why not. I mean, if you can cash it in on a world title, why can't you cash it in on any title? I actually don't know what the contract says. I mean, the contract must be written like, I don't know. I don't know what the contract says. Does it say this entitles the holder to a world championship opportunity or something like this? I don't know what the wording is on the contract. It's to my knowledge, it's only ever been cashed in on world titles. So him cashing in on tag titles would seem a little strange. There's no two ways about it. And I've got to be honest, I would hate it. I would absolutely hate it because I think it's like being given the Willy Wonka golden ticket. It's like finding that, in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, you find the golden ticket inside the chocolate bar, right? And then, instead of actually going to the warehouse and actually looking around and going to a place that not many people have been to before, you just end up going to the gift shop that most people can get access to. You just go to the gift shop and they're like, would you like to see the warehouse? You're like, no, it's all right. I'll just go to the gift shop. Thank you. I'll have one of those. Thank you. Okay, should we go home? Let's go home. And that's it. And you go to the gift shop and you go home with one cream egg. Like that would be the equivalent of cashing in on the tag titles. You've got the golden ticket. You can go in the warehouse. Yeah. You can meet the Oompa Loompas. You could lick one of their faces. Yeah. I don't know what they taste like. They might taste like strawberry or something. I don't know. Who cares? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the fact that he needs to cash it in for a world title opportunity, not cash it in for the tag titles. It's not even that many tag teams. There's only about
Eric
4
Haberman
tag
is a
teams or
legend.
something.
They donated $10 via Super Chat. Hey days, we are now in phase 1 in Virginia. Our malls and restaurants are now open anyways. I am ready for SmackDown. Do you think we will hear from the Fiend or Hacker tonight?
Yes, Eric, I think we will. So Eric saying that we're in phase 1 in Virginia. Our malls and restaurants are now open. That's very cool. We're in phase 1 now as well. Our shops aren't open though. Our phase 1 is a little bit different to yours. So yeah, I would expect to hear from both, if I'm being honest. I think that they need ratings. I think that you didn't get the Fiend at
Poster
Money in the Bank.
Maniacs is a legend. They donated $10 via Super Chat. Days made the gods mad by not doing episode 7. Thunder tornado watches earthquakes. Everyone take cover.
Everyone take cover. So Eric, yeah, I think we will hear from both because we didn't get them at Money in the Bank. So I do think that we'll at least get one, if not both. Yeah, as I said, Coaster Maniacs, stay safe, dude. Stay safe. Days, did you see Sami Zayn's tweet about him being stripped? He is mad. I did see that tweet, yes, and I can understand it because Jordan Devlin is not able to defend his Cruiserweight Championship, yet they're holding an interim tournament. So Devlin still stays champ, but they're just awarding a new champion, an active champion. When Devlin returns, he's still going to be champion. I should imagine the two will meet, interim versus the real champion, you know, and they'll merge the belts. So, yeah, I can understand why Sammy's upset because Sammy's staying away due to coronavirus. And I think someone said he's got diabetes, so he might be a little bit more susceptible. I honestly don't know if that's true, but I know he's staying away, and that's fair enough. I don't think you can blame him for doing that. I don't think he should be stripped of the title, but I do understand that it's got to be defended. So, all right, if you don't want to defend it, you don't want to come, that's fine. We totally understand. Let's award an interim Intercontinental Champion. Like, that would make sense. Sammy is still champ, interim champ. The two meet when Sammy returns. So, I get it. I understand why he's angry about it. Just seems like there's one rule for one, a bit of a different rule for another. So, yeah. Right, I can see we've got another super chat in from Eric.
Eric Dirigi is a legend. They donated $10 via Super Chat. Do you know of the Black Scorpion storyline with Sting in WCW early 1990s? I really hope the hacker does not follow its lead or become another GTV. Horrible
rainstorms here in Florida coming. Really? Yeah. I do know that story. I know GTV as well, as you say, just not getting a payoff. But it's similar to who threw the pie at Kevin Owens. Again, we never found out. This absolutely will. I in no way do I not think that this is going to have a payoff there. Disguising voices, and they're doing, you know, the truth will be heard and all of this. I really don't believe that this is going to be like GTV and things along those lines. So, yeah, I think you'll be all right. I think this is a vehicle for either a new gimmick or bringing someone back. Kieran says, who would you like to see win the IC tournament? That's a great question. Who would I like to see? I always like to throw a question out to the chat. So I think this is a great question for you guys. Who would you like to see win the tournament? Not who you think will win the tournament. Who would you like? Who would you like to have as the Intercontinental Champion? Someone that can defend that belt. It's always been seen as the workhorse title. To me, I think about Mr. Perfect. I think about Bret Hart. You know, I think about the Texas Tornado. I think about workhorses. So Ultimate Warrior, great stepping stone for him as well. So who would you want to see hold that title? Who would you want to see as the Intercontinental champion? I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to have a look and see who's on SmackDown, because I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anyone on the roster. And then I'll be able to give you maybe a better answer. Let's go SmackDown roster. SmackDown roster 2020, and we'll see. Eric Derishi says, New Japan strips champions whenever they can't defend. Nothing new. Yeah, but there's a big difference, because Sammy is not defending because of the worldwide pandemic. You know, the advice WWE said that it's fine for you to not come to work. There'll be no repercussions and all of this. Well, clearly there is a repercussion, because they've taken the belt off him. You know, he's not staying away because he's broken his leg or anything like this. He's not injured in that sense. He's staying away because of the worldwide pandemic. He's staying away mainly for the same reasons of Jordan Devlin. Jordan Devlin can't come because he can't fly. I suppose the difference is that Sammy could fly. Sammy could get there, but he's choosing not to. So I suppose there's a small difference between the two. But they're both coronavirus related, if you know what I mean. So I don't know. It doesn't feel right to me. I mean, it's not as if he's staying away because he feels like it. It's because of what's going on in the world. But a fair point. Right, I want to have a look at the SmackDown roster and see.
Eric Dirigi is a legend. They donated $10 via Super Chat. Been a wrestling fan ever since King Kong Bundy broke Andre's sternum. I need to see one storyline have a payoff. Aleister Black for IC champion. He will worship that belt and defend it
with honor. Yeah, Aleister Black for IC champ, but I think he's on Raw, isn't he? So they would need to switch it over to Raw for Aleister Black to get it. I think I'm right, aren't I? He's on Raw. In regards to SmackDown, I can't remember who said it. I'm just looking at the roster right now, and straight away the very first name jumps out. And again, this might have, I can't remember who it was. Liam, might have been Liam. But Big E. Big E. This could be the opportunity for Big E. Put Big E in the tournament. Put Big E in the tournament. Don't make a big deal out of it. Just have Big E in there. He's going to give it a go. And, you know, people start getting knocked out before you know it. Big E's in the final. Big E wins. We had Kofi Mania last year. We could have Big E Mania this year. And this really could be a vehicle for Big E getting a taste of a solo run. So I like the idea of Big E. Cesaro, I always feel sorry for him. I feel he always deserves better. Gulak's pretty cool. No John Morrison, no Kalisto. Kane's being a mare. No to King Corbin, no to Kofi. Lars, Miz, no thank you. Mojo, no. No Joe for me. Ali, we think, is too busy hacking into people's things. Rob Gronkowski is a footballer. I can't even believe they list him. Sportskeeda to list him as part of the active roster. I suppose he is because he's champ, isn't he? In a way. He's got to be because he's the 24/7 champ. How weird. Robert Roode, he's probably hacking. Roman Reigns is looking after kids. Sami Zayn is doing Sami Zayn things. Nakamura's already had it. Shorty G is hacking. There's not many options, you know. Looking at the roster, I wouldn't say there's tons of options. I'd say Jeff Hardy, and I really like Big E. If I had to pick one, I'd be leaning Big E. So Eric Derishi said, I've been a wrestling fan since King Kong Bundy broke Andre's sternum. I need to see one storyline have a payoff. Aleister Black for IC champ. He will worship that belt and defend it with honor. Eric Haberman says Jeff Hardy deserves it for all he's been through. I can see people saying Big E. Yeah. A few people saying Otis as well. As Otis not got enough. Soke says, I said Big E. Shout out to you, buddy. Bobby Roode. Otis will cash in on the 24/7. Knowing Otis, he'll give the briefcase to Mandy Rose, and then she can cash in on Bailey or something, knowing Otis. How about a returning Bo Dallas? Bo Dallas, I just don't think is winning that tournament, and it would be a little bit weird if he did, like for him to all of a sudden now just arrive and win the tournament. So I don't know. I don't know. I can't say I'm leaning that way. I would love for Bo to join Bray and for us to get like the Funhouse, like bigger. Talking of the Funhouse and people joining the Funhouse, we have actually got a new Wrestling Escape Pod episode tonight. So obviously we do Wrestling Escape Pod every Friday. This week, absolutely no exception. Our great friend Tommy Toy Travels has joined me, and we've recorded an episode. And this week's episode is all on the Firefly Funhouse. So if you're a fan of the Firefly Funhouse, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, make sure that you check that out because it's a lot of fun. I've purposefully tried to find some interesting stuff that I don't know that has been discussed before. Certainly some things in there that I've never spoken about before. So I really have tried because I thought, man, we've spoken about the Funhouse so much. How do I do this episode and make it interesting to people that already know everything about it? What can I do? So when it comes to tonight's Wrestling Escape Pod, we have a look at the history. For example, did you know that when the Bray character first started, he was actually put with another NXT superstar, first of all, and these two hung out together. And this other superstar didn't stay around for very long, but that's who Bray was aligned with at the start. So that's something we've never spoken about. I also read out all of the deleted tweets that Bray deleted in November of 2018. I found them, I read them. So we've got all the deleted tweets from before the Funhouse. And what's really interesting as well is I'm trying to go into this kind of detail because I know a lot of you already know a lot about the Firefly Funhouse. But what's really interesting, Tommy doesn't know anything. And I'm not being disrespectful there. He didn't watch it. He only watched the Funhouse for the first time the other week. When Tommy left YouTube, which he did a few years ago, he pretty much left wrestling as well. He went in a completely different direction with his life. So he still loves it though. He's always loved wrestling, and I think he really loves doing the podcasts. Whenever I'm just chatting with him, he's like, "Oh man, I love these. I love Friday nights and all this," and he's really into it. So I think it was really enjoyable for him to kind of catch up on some interesting things he'd missed out on. So he watches the Funhouse for the first time. So you not only get a little bit of extra detail from me, we kind of put a lot of theories into one place. We talk about the puppets, all of this kind of stuff. But also, you've got Tommy's perspective as a brand new viewer, all put into one 50-odd minute podcast. So yeah, it's a big episode tonight. I had to finish. I had to finish that Total Diva stream because the second I finished, I started editing Wrestling Escape Pod, and it took me 6 hours. 6 hours to go through and find all the images that I needed and just tweak the audio a little bit and whatever. So yeah, it's good. Kieran says, I would love to see Elias win it. I can see a lot of people saying Sheamus, Cesaro. Couple of people saying Eva Marie. Coaster Maniac says Days Devon just retired from in-ring competition. Eric Haberman says Jeff Hardy deserves it for everything that he's been through. Yeah, but a lot of that is self-inflicted. I know he's been battling with addictions and things like that, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure that what he's been through, you can give him a championship belt for it. I worry when it comes to Jeff Hardy because I really do think that he is his own worst enemy. And, as much as you'd love to invest in him time after time after time, he's just not reliable. He's not reliable. And until he shows that he is, I'd be really reluctant. I mean, I'm not sure I'd be putting like world championships and all of that on him. So I don't know. It sounds harsh, but honestly, I don't even know if he can carry that burden. I don't know where he is in his life, if I'm being honest. So I wouldn't even know if it was fair to put that burden on him, or just have him turn up and just work a few feuds or whatever. So, yeah, I would say it's not unfair to say that the jury is out when it comes to Jeff Hardy. A lot of goodwill towards Jeff Hardy. We all want to see Jeff Hardy do well. No doubt about that. But the jury's out. The jury's out. Sonny Wolf says, I collected a bunch of rocks. Amazing. Sticks. Awesome. And grass for a nature project. Rock angel, rock wishing well, and maybe a rock bird. Keep on rocking, my friend. Alex says, what are the matches tonight? Not much has been announced, bud. So far, we know Charlotte is on the show tonight, but we don't know why. We know that Otis is on Miz TV. We don't know why. And we know there was literally one more thing. There was one more thing, and that was it. Let me jump into I drop it in the description, so let me jump into the description. And I will be able to tell you. It was... Here we go. Otis on Miz TV. Oh, Charlotte returns to SmackDown and the Intercontinental Championship tournament. That's it, bud. That's all that's been announced. So, do you know what I mean? There's not loads of stuff for us to talk about. We don't even know who's in the tournament. So I don't know if anything's been announced in the past couple of hours or whatever, but yeah, be very interesting. Oh, LeBron fan and Swamp Man are saying John Cena. John Cena winning would be cool, yeah. If he was to come in and work as a heel, but I don't think he's looking to come in long term. In fact, I don't even know if he's looking to come in because he's all about the Hollywood lifestyle now, isn't he? So yeah, I don't know. I tell you what, I would like to hear tonight. Or very soon, I would like to know how they're going to make Backlash special. That's what I want to know. Because WrestleMania was special because of, well, I mean, very special. It was inside the Performance Center, the smallest building that WrestleMania has ever been held in, with the lowest attendance that WrestleMania has ever had. And it was across 2 nights. And it was the Firefly Funhouse match. And it was the Boneyard match. And Edge returns and took on Randy Orton in the second longest WrestleMania match ever. True. Yeah, it was wild. So WrestleMania had a lot of intrigue. They carried that on very well with Money in the Bank. Very well with Money in the Bank. By doing the, going through the headquarters. Well, what are they doing for Backlash? What is the plan for Backlash? Is the plan a crowd? Are they going to have a small crowd? If they're not going to have a small crowd, I feel like they need another kind of gimmicky match. I don't think just doing 8 matches, 10 matches in the Performance Center is going to be that great. They're going to need something in a different location, but what is it going to be? So, yeah, I'd really love to get some answers on that, to be honest. Swamp Manor says, Days, on the Oh You Didn't Know podcast, Sami Zayn said he wants to leave WWE. Yeah, probably. Probably does. I mean, I've heard that he's very difficult to work with backstage. That's what the rumors are. He's very opinionated, very out. I mean, it's all right to have an opinion, of course it is, but I think you give your opinion. It's once you've done that, it's either listened to or it's not listened to, and that's it. You move on. It seems like Sami Zayn is very outspoken, very opinionated, very difficult to kind of work with. Seems to be the rumors. I don't know how much of that is true, but that's the rumors. So yeah, it doesn't feel like a good fit, to be honest. I mean, you've got the whole Saudi things, which the Saudi shows, which obviously isn't great. And what with him with like a Syrian heritage doesn't work very well. And now you've got this situation. You've got the fact that he wasn't being let to wrestle, and yeah, it's not a harmonious relationship, is it? So Doesn't surprise me at all that he wants to leave. I just don't know if AEW would take him. I feel like they would, but he is meant to be a bit tricky to work with. Chintendo Gameplays says, I personally think AJ Lee would have fitted in with the Wyatts. That's interesting. I think it would have fitted her character. Chalmers says, Days, what do you think of the leaked Manu kits? I haven't seen them, but to be honest, I haven't seen them. There was one, there's one that I've seen, which is meant to be white and black. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. I saw this ages and ages and ages ago. I'm not sure it was leaked. I think they said that it was coming. It was their third kit for next year, and apparently it's white and black stripes, but all in different directions. And it's based on some kind of technology, which means that you can't quite pinpoint where the person is. It's meant to be quite distracting. You can't quite tell because of the lines. It's only like, you look at them and it's just a bit, what? Just for that moment, but, that moment might just give you that second's advantage or something. So it sounded quite interesting. If it worked and it was legal, then it sounded quite interesting. But yeah, apparently it's all these different directional black stripes, which is, when you look at it, it's meant to be quite, it just takes you a moment to focus on what's happening. So, of course, if they're running as well, you'd be like, ah! So that sounded quite interesting, if that's what you're referring to. John Elite says, Days, I've been watching both of Seth's runs as Universal Champion, and I don't remember him holding an open challenge for the Universal title. I don't think he did. I gotta be honest, open challenges for the top titles are a bit, not a fan of them. I'm fine for Intercontinental and United States, but not for the top belts. I mean, you've got people that have to go through hell when it comes to, like, winning Elimination Chamber or winning the Royal Rumble or getting Money in the Bank just to get an opportunity. Do you know what I mean? If you do an open challenge, it's all a little bit too easy access for me. This is the pinnacle of your career. This is what everyone is fighting for, is to get to the top, to be the world champ. So, no, I wouldn't be doing open challenges for that. Dave says, to be completely honest, the tournament of the winner won't matter unless they make the IC belt as prominent as it once was. I agree with Dave. I really feel like, this might sound stupid, but I really feel like some of those B shows in particular, like Backlash, would it really hurt if the IC belt was the main event? If you built up a great story and it was a good feud. I mean, like, honestly, Otis versus Dolph with the whole Mandy thing, and, that was a red hot story. People were really invested in it. The Otis segments for WrestleMania did very, very well. Hence why I think they've given him the Money in the Bank contract, because of that story. It was such a big success, certainly with casual fans. And you just look at, like, SummerSlam 92. I know it's the easy example to give, but SummerSlam 92 saw the Intercontinental title being in the main event. Now, of course, it was that way because of British Bulldog and it was in England and all of that. But, I just feel like that added a lot of prestige, seeing it treated that way. It was not a joke. It was not the 24/7 title. This was a title that had Bret Hart as champion, the British Bulldog going for it, and it was in the main event of SummerSlam in a stadium show. Like, legit, the biggest show they'd done up to that point, 80-odd thousand, legit. Didn't even need any, like, Vince tinkering with the numbers. So, yeah, I agree. I'd love to see something like that for the IC title. I've said the same with, like, the women's title and things like this. If you've got any belt you want to make feel prestigious, you can't hot potato it around. You've got to have good long runs. You've got to have good champions. You've got to have good feuds. And, it needs to be the main event. Do you know what? There is so many Raws and Smackdowns. I know we're going off on a tangent, but whilst I'm thinking these things, I'm throwing it out there. There's so many Raws and Smackdowns where they'll do a championship match and it won't even be the goddamn main event of the show. It won't even be the main event of that SmackDown or the main event of that Raw. I just don't get it. Like, the IC belt can main event SummerSlam, but it can't main event Raw. There's so many times that happens where they do it because they need people to watch the second hour. So what they'll do is at the end of the first hour, they'll start the Intercontinental Championship match in a hope that you'll then watch into the second hour. So it's all done for those reasons. It's all done for TV numbers to try and get you to... But it doesn't help the title. It doesn't help the belt in the long run. You should be building up. The whole show should be our main event tonight is going to see IC champion, blah, blah, blah. Been champion for how long? Been champion now for, even if it's 47 days, tell me it's 47 days. Been champion for 47 days. That makes him currently the 120th longest run. Obviously, he's going to be looking to extend that lead tonight. He's going to have to face blah, blah, blah. And all show, just keep going back to it. Keep building it up. Intercontinental Championship match coming later. All this, what does it mean? If he wins tonight, can he go up to 119th in the all-time reigns list? It might not sound like much, but it's still information. Still shows that they're fighting and legacy and all this kind of... Right, so much better than just, coming up after the break, we got the Intercontinental Championship being defended. Like, do you know what I mean? Not even halfway through the show. So I really feel like it's all of those things that don't help the prestige and the legacy of the titles. So much more they could be doing, man. So much more they could be doing. They really do need to be looking at things like UFC. They need to be looking at UFC and just getting a few little hints from there. Because UFC did it. UFC looked at WWE and went, wow, look at the way that the people come out with the music and the kind of vibe and the presentation. Look at the production. Look at the different camera shots. Look at the lighting. They took all of that from wrestling. Yeah, they took some bits from boxing as well. But Dana has said that they took influence from WWE. So UFC took loads from WWE. WWE should take a little bit back. And I think one of the things that they do really well in UFC is they make the fights feel big. Because they've got a lot of statistics. A lot of this is this person's, 10th fight of the year. And I was really excited when AEW was going to introduce wins and losses, but it just doesn't seem to matter on AEW. I don't think the wins and losses really mean a great deal. I know that it's all part of their rankings and whatever, but I still feel like they could do a better job with all of that. I still don't feel like they've really sorted that out. But that was a little detour that we took. Eric Haberman says, Days, do you think Jake the Snake got into Sting's head and that's why he left WWE? I don't even understand that. No. Coaster Maniacs would have loved to see what they would have for if happens and Hell in a Cell and Elimination Chamber. The next, I don't know what they'll do with those. There's rumors that SummerSlam might be getting pushed back a month. So we're gonna have to wait and see what they do with it. Go back and read Eric's again. Do you think Jake the Snake got into Sting's head? Did he speak to Sting directly or something? Did I miss that? I don't know. I think that Sting wants to have one more match, and I don't think WWE are letting him. And I think he's said enough is enough, and it could be that he is AEW bound. That's my gut feeling. Coaster says, Days, what do you... Oh, it's gone. It's gone. Days, I don't think AEW would take Sammy after he mentioned them on Raw. Well, he was told to do that. They won't care about that. Days, don't you think the WWE would need to get rid of some titles? Yeah. I think that you could argue there's maybe too many. I actually don't think there's that many more that I wouldn't lose a great deal. I think they definitely shouldn't be WWE and Universal. That you don't need to. You really don't need to. You don't need a champion on Raw and a champion on SmackDown. I just don't think you do. I think that there should be one championship and that champion can go to both brands. And that's fine, because the thing is, if let's say Braun is the champ, okay? So Braun's the champ. He's the one big champ, right? So if he's the one big champ and he's feuding with Bray on SmackDown, that's just such a great spotlight for like the US title. The US title now is going to get a lot more attention because Raw doesn't have the world champion at the moment. So now the spotlight has got to be on the US title. So all of a sudden that elevates the US title because Raw is going to have to build some interesting stories around that belt. And I think that's fine. I mean, you've got one big main champion. I think that has more prestige. I think you're really helping the secondary titles. You know, I think I would go that way. So I would have just the one. I think I'd probably have just the one women's champion as well and one tag champs. So yeah, I'd probably lose a few of the belts. And honestly, I'd probably, instead of like United States champion, which is a little bit specific, isn't it? Like a United States champion. Why not just have Raw? Have the Raw champion and have a SmackDown champion. Lose the IC belt. Lose the United States belt. Have a Raw champion. Have a SmackDown champion. Have a WWE champion. Simple. Raw champion. SmackDown champion. WWE champion. Raw champion. NXT champion. SmackDown champion. So you've got a champion on each brand. And then one champion that just goes over all of them. One that reigns them all, if you will. And no United States, no Intercontinental. I'd even be questioning about the North American, to be honest. I don't know if that's really added a great deal. It's a great belt, but I don't know if it's prestigious. It's the problem in it. They've said many times, we've heard that they just see the belts as props. The women deserve a second title. Maybe. I don't think the women's rosters are all that big. Well, anyway, we can argue till the cows come home what might be better. But there's no arguing about the fact that SmackDown is about to begin, my friends. Okay, so we're just having a look at last Sunday. Carol Baskin versus Sheamus. Oh, hello. I never knew it did that. That's annoying, isn't it? Okay, we're just having a look at Money in the Bank. SmackDown begins. I think the hacker is Shane. Hello to Damien. Hope you are well, my friend. Shout out to everyone that's joining us. Hope everyone is well. I think Otis is going to give the briefcase to Mandy, says Mac and Cheese. Yeah, maybe. I mean, again, I don't know what the contract allows. I don't know if that's possible. I do think that would be a bit of a shame. We all love a good cash-in. I suppose you'd still get the cash-in with Mandy, but I don't think the crowd would be behind her because she hadn't earned it. You know what I mean? I don't feel like that's going to work very well for her. They love showing that. I've got to tell you, I'm really into Dana Brooke. I think Dana Brooke was really funny in this match. I mean, she's wandering around with the thing around her neck, that frame around her neck after they planted that thing over her head. When she got the wrong briefcase, I thought she was really funny there as well. She had some really nice moments in this match, considering she's a woman that's just never entertained me. I've never been impressed with her in ring. I've never been impressed with her promos. But yeah, there was something about her when she beat Naomi and she went over to the commentary table. And Michael Cole was like, I wonder if Dana thinks this is her biggest win ever. And she was right there. She was like, I do, Michael. I do. And she was like talking to it. As he was like talking, she jumped out the ring and she was like, I do, Michael. This is the biggest moment. And I thought that was quite fun. So I was all right with her being in this match. And then she had some good moments. So credit to her. She's entertained me. She's taken the grabbed the ball. So I hope she gets something to do going forward. But that definitely was the right winner. And all that time, the championship was inside. Just seeing the guys on the roof right now. I feel like a 3 stages of hell match would work, yes. Well, I mean, we are definitely building towards AJ and The Undertaker. That's not done. Oh, yeah, we got the fallout of that as well, haven't we? Elias and Corbin. A feud that I'm not bothered about, but such a big moment. You know that Corbin's going to be absolutely out for blood. Hey, Mandy, I did it. So there they are, the 2 winners. Asuka now the Raw Women's Champ. Otis will be on Miz TV. Days what? 5? Too big of a question, bud. We're going to hear from Charlotte. I want AJ versus Undertaker. Days, shout out you who made Bayley and Becky SmackDown champ and Raw. Who made Bayley and Becky SmackDown champ and Raw? I don't know. What do you mean? They won it themselves. I mean, Becky isn't the champ now, is she? I came to play. Miz TV. Here we go. Here he is. My arrow has actually gone invisible, so now I can't see anything. That is super annoying. Otis has won Money in the Bank, and he's never even climbed a ladder. Right, well, I'm definitely not going to be able to change over match boxes and things like this. This is going to be a nightmare. Okay. Well, slight drama this end where the arrow has disappeared for some reason. Otis is making his way down. So Otis is here with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Let's see what he's got to say. Miz and Morrison are in the sitting down. This is Miz TV. Okay, he's broken the chair. Otis says, I think I'll stand. And he kicks the chair over. Ah. There we go. Miz says, I'm going to congratulate you for winning Money in the Bank. He says, this is the biggest win of my career. And he talks about his beautiful peach, Mandy Rose. How did you pull that off? Does she feel bad for you? So Morrison says, what have you got in that briefcase? And he says, I've got the contract. Some Rolaids. And some steaks. So he's got some food in there, is what he's saying. Some things in life crack up, but not me. Well, there we go. What if Tucker is the hacker because we have not seen him and he helped Otis? I don't think so. Got a little picture of Otis. I think they're going to really try and get Otis over now. I was the biggest baby to ever come out of my mother. What a wonderful line. What a wonderful line. I was the biggest baby to ever come out of my mother. Okay, so he says his mum has been an Otis fan since day one. We're looking. He says school didn't really make sense to me. He had learning disability. Nothing about this next picture makes sense to me. Look at the quads! If you've got Johnny, if you've got it, you might as well flaunt it. Miz says, when I was Mr. Money in the Bank, I used it to launch me to superstardom. You're using it as a lunchbox. I do like that line. I'm not sure about this segment, but I do like that line. Otis says, I'm sensing a bit of a problem. You're one step away from being Universal Champion. From being the face of SmackDown? Oh, yeah! Miz is very upset. I was also the biggest baby to come out of my mother. Someone's put a new chair in the ring. Oh, who is this guy? Find anyone that wants to tag with you. Well, Tucker? I don't understand. What's that about? Finds... Who will Otis find? I don't understand. Who's going to tag with Otis? Wow. That's moody, isn't it? Unable to compete. Sami Zayn is unable to compete. Oh, here we go. AJ Styles Nakamura. Elias versus King Corbin. Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak. Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. So we've got some real grudge matches there. Very interesting match with Bryan and Gulak. So it's one of them. No Big E. No John Cena. Okay, Elias has got some entrance music. Some slightly new entrance music for Elias. And some new graphics as well. It's got like a speaker and it says Elias. Elias! Did someone kill Tucker? I don't know what's happened to Tucker, dude. I don't know. That's WWE's way, isn't it? Of telling you that Heavy Machinery have split up. See if you can find someone that wants to tag team up with Shrek. I thought Styles was on Raw. Yeah, I good point. So we're just looking at King Corbin beating up Elias from a couple of months ago. Right, as we go to commercial break. So, oh, Tucker is unable. Tucker is injured. Right, thank you. Thank you. I could not figure out what was going on there. Had no idea what was going on. Okay, cool. I've sorted out my biggest problem was this freaking cursor. All of a sudden, no word of a lie, my cursor size went to 0. I've got no idea how that happened, but out of nowhere, my cursor size went to 0. I had no cursor. I could not see where the hell it had gone. That was hard. That was difficult. I was in my head whilst I was watching that Otis thing. I was like, I don't even know how I'm going to turn the stream off. I don't know how I'm going to turn the stream off. I'm just going to have to be sitting here going, right, see you later. But I fixed it now. Right, where is Cesaro? I don't know. Where is Cesaro? Tucker's injured. Okay. Weird that they didn't just tell us that, isn't it? Weird they haven't just come out and said, yeah, he's injured at the moment. Days, are you streaming the UFC tomorrow? Yes, we are. Yes, and we'll be doing the early prelims and absolutely everything. Again, just a shout out reminder that there's a problem with YouTube. There's a few problems with YouTube at the moment. I don't know what's going on, but we were streaming yesterday and YouTube went down in the middle of our stream, so that was a problem. But as well as that, oh, can I tell you something else as well? Whenever I set a stream up, I always put the correct time, save it, and as soon as you press save, because you have to put the information in, what's the title, what's the description, all this kind of stuff, what time do you want to start? I fill it out, all correct. As soon as you press save, YouTube adds 7 hours or something like this to the time, which is why you will, if you're here early, the time will always be wrong. So just wait for me to correct it. You have to go back in, change the time, and I think if you change it a second time, it fixes it. But there's so many problems with YouTube right now. It's unbelievable. So the whole thing just crashed yesterday. I've always had that problem with the timer. I always do it right, and then it just adds 6-7 hours. So I don't know why. So that's a problem. And as well as that, it's if you look for the streams, you're going to struggle to find them at the moment. I don't know why. Again, I don't know why. It's just a real problem with YouTube. So yes, we will be live. Keep an eye on the Wrestling Days Twitter account. I'll send links. So if you can't find it, go to the Wrestling Days Twitter and the link will be there. Hopefully, if you're subscribed, then you should be able to find it quite easily. But I don't know because YouTube's in a bad place. Self-isolating has got to YouTube. Right, I think we're going to Elias versus King Corbin. I'm late, but I'm here now. Shout out to you, Cal in Corner. My good friend, hope you are well. Your mic. There's something wrong with your mic. Wow. Okay. Okay. Let me have a look at it. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Microphone. Days, your mic is making a weird sound. I don't know why. I can see that it is coming through. It's not clipping or anything like that. It's plugged in. Everything should be okay. Crackly noise when you speak. Okay, thank you for the info. I'll see if I can fix it. I will see if I can fix it, but I don't know how. Let me go to settings and see. I honestly don't know what's gone on. Let's go to audio. Audio is this microphone, the Yeti microphone. We're all nicely plugged in. I can see there's levels and everything, so I can't see why that would be a problem. We're underway with Corbin and Elias. Let's go in. Wow, I don't know what happened. There seems to have been something that's happened, and I don't know what it was. It must have been at the same time that I lost my cursor or something. Display, maybe? Change. Let's go back. Bluetooth, background speech, narrator, cursor. Right, okay. Let's rock and roll a little bit more. Plushtopia, shout out to you. Let me, I'm going to listen to it and see what it sounds like. There's nothing on the actual thing. We're underway with Corbin and Elias, by the way. You're not missing a great deal. It's not the most exciting match in the world. Yeah, it has got a little thing, hasn't it? Mandy Rose. Where did that come from? How did that just start? Okay, right. Well, I'm gonna try and unplug it, and I'll try and plug it back in. Look at this, playing around with things whilst we're streaming. How exciting! Let's go. Okay, give me a sec. I'm gonna turn it off and turn it on because that's what every great IT person says. That. Let's do that. Is that any? Well, at least there's audio now. That seems like it's picking it up, but the quality might not be brilliant because I don't believe that is actually coming through the Blue Yeti. Honestly, I don't know what's happened. Everything was fine, and then for some reason something's gone wrong. Right, now, okay, we're at commercial break, by the way, so you're not missing anything. Shout out to everyone that's bearing with us whilst we're going through these technical problems. I can see there's levels that are coming through now. I've got no idea if the crackling has broken or whatever. Back again, back on. Cash money clear. We can't hear you. Working now. Is it got the crackle? Good quality. Better but low. Turn it up. Is that any better? Is that a little bit louder? Yeah? Yeah? I don't know what's happened there. That has never happened on any stream before. Honestly, never happened before. I've never lost the cursor before. Ever. Like, ever. That has never happened before. I didn't change any settings or nothing happened. And for some reason, the cursor just disappeared. So, like, that was causing me drama whilst the Otis thing was on. But I managed to fix that. So I was like, okay, right, we've got through that. And I think just as I was telling you the story about how we fixed the cursor, the sound went weird. So I don't know. I honestly don't know what's happening. I hope everything's all right with the new laptop. So I don't know. But anyway, look, I think we're good. Thank you. Everyone let me know that it's perfect. Thank you for bearing with us as well. As we said, a little bit weird that we're having these technical problems. But hey, look, we watched the Otis segment. And now it's Baron Corbin versus Elias. It's laptop conspiracy. Yeah, I don't know what it was. Very strange. Very, very strange. As I said, I've never had that before. Where the cursor goes. And then for that weird little clicky noise thing, I don't know. I mean, all I've done is, you've seen what I've done. I've unplugged it all. Did the old blowing. Blowing in. Make sure all the dust is gone. Plugged it back in. And what? It works. Turn it off. Turn it back on again. It's the secret to life. So, there we go. We're good. We're back anyway. Look, 24 minutes in already, unbelievably, into this SmackDown. I don't know how that first segment sat with me. They were talking about learning difficulties and things like this, and it was a bit, don't know. You had like John Morrison saying, did your learning difficulties get in the way of you learning how to put clothes on? And things like this. It was all right. I think it was designed to get you to feel sorry for Otis, learn a bit more about Otis. There's a few moments I was like, oh, I think this might be missing the mark with some people. I thought it was all right overall. Interesting to see that Intercontinental Tournament grid. No biggie. Gutted at that. No John Cena. Gutted at that. But there is Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy and Sheamus will have their match. Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak. Should be quite interesting. And as we said, we're underway with Elias, who's got a new entrance. So Elias against King Corbin. Elias walking the ropes like The Undertaker, and Corbin knocks him off the top. Elias goes down and rolls to the outside. So we are up and running. We are back, baby. See what happens when you anger the Total Diva gods. Dude, I've made the Total Diva gods happy. They're not used to that many people watching those shows in recent times. Season 1 never had it so good. Sandman882 says it wouldn't be a Wrestling Day stream without technical difficulties. Dude, I'm trying to make out like this never happens. Can you get on the same page? Can you get with me on this one, please? Hey, Days, how are you, my friend? All I can say is if Otis cashes in on the tag titles, I'll be extremely... well, there's no need. It seems like Tucker is out injured at the moment, is what people are saying. So, there's no need. There's absolutely no need. Plus, Miz already said you're one step closer to being Universal Champ. So, I think they've kind of already set the scene. So, I wouldn't worry about it. Eric Haberman says, I can hear you loud and clear, my friend. Thank you, Eric Haberman. Shout out to you, my friend. Thank you to everyone. I can't remember what I was talking about before. I felt like I was making a good point, which is so rare for me. But I think you could hear it. There was just a bit of interference on there, so... that's it. That was my one good point of the stream. I think I get about one every stream. So I felt like I was making a decent point. So I was really disappointed when I looked down and all I saw were people saying that we can't hear you. Right, Elias, big right hand, big chop to boring Corbin. Don't forget as well, as we said, there is a new wrestling escape pod coming up after SmackDown in an hour and 3/4, and it's all about the Firefly Funhouse. And I've tried to make it as in-depth and interesting as I can. So hopefully there's going to be something in there that will cater to everyone. I'll tell you now, it only focuses on the start of the Funhouse. It doesn't look at like the championship belt, his championship belt, or that loss to Goldberg, or the Hell in the Cell match against Seth. It doesn't go that far. It pretty much gets up to like when he makes his debut against Finn. So it really specifically looks at those earlier episodes. But I thought it was good when I was editing it. It's definitely a subject we're going to have to go back to, though. There's just too much to talk about in 50-odd minutes. Way too much. Plus, we start talking about kid shows, so. Nice swinging net breaker by Elias on King Corbin, Baron Corbin, King Boring. My guess is AJ wins the tournament and he will then move to SmackDown. Monica King says, Dace, you make a lot of good points. Thank you, Monica King. I'm pleased at least one person thinks so. Right, Elias goes over some strikes to the midsection. Corbin slump. Wow, look at this. Elias going full on Hulk, ripping off the shirt. Stomping away on Corbin. Corbin against the ropes. Down goes Corbin. Days Big E won the IC Championship in 2013. Good knowledge. I think you can actually get a Mattel figure that comes with him and the IC belt. 2. Shoulder up by Baron. Dom 15. You did, my friend. Shout out to you. Sorry, I never saw that. With all the drama. Don 15, shout out to you. Right, King Corbin down. Elias going over. It's going to go up top. Making the climb. Hashtag IC title. Corbin's up. Grabs Elias. Choke slam. Big strike by Corbin. Corbin slides out the ring. He loves that move, doesn't he? Goes through a clothesline. Spine buster. Big spine buster to Elias. 2. Elias kicks out. Huge spine buster there by King Corbin. I wonder if they'll do King of the Ring. I don't even know when the last King of the Ring was, but I wonder if they'll do it again this year. Be good to get a different king. Yeah, he's not been able to put Elias away. He's got Elias, who's a bit worse for wear. He's got him up in the corner. Insiders Wrestling Podcast, shout out to you. Logic Gaming, you haven't missed any matches. This is the first match. Before this, we had Otis on Miz TV. We have seen who is in the IC tournament, so we know what's to come there. No John Cena, no Big E. Oh, he's got him by the throat. Picks him up, slams him down, choke slam by King Corbin. 2. Another 2 count. Another 2 count for King Corbin. I love King Corbin. He's fun, says Exception Gaming. Days, Corbin is not the king. You're the king. Shout out to Finley. WWE needs a Queen of the Ring. It does, Dom 15. You're absolutely right. I'd love that tournament. And I think, do you know what? Imagine, why don't they do a tournament that goes all over the brands? I mean, I know like the brands should be separate, but If you're going to do King of the Ring, wouldn't it be fun to have Baron Corbin versus Tommaso Ciampa and have Aleister Black versus Jeff Hardy? Oh, he's wrecked his guitar. Slams his guitar against the ring post. Elias, you've had loads of guitars wrecked. You used to wreck them yourself. You used to smash your own guitars over people, so don't get upset. Small package and Elias gets the win. So Elias advances to the semi-finals. So yeah, Queen of the Ring would be awesome because then you could have like Mia Yim versus Dana Brooke. You could have Io Shirai versus Ruby Riott. You could, do you know what I mean? I'd be down for that. I think that they should stick to their own brands, but I mean, we're fine for seeing like inter-brand stuff at Survivor Series. And I think once a year, King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring, and make it a pay-per-view. Why not do matches on the brands, get to the like semi-finals, and then do a pay-per-view? Where you crown the King and the Queen of the Ring at a pay-per-view. I think that'd be ace. I think it'd be really interesting. Could make it really big as well. Like this tournament's got 8 people in it. What if you had 32 people in it? Do you know what I mean? Like pretty much everyone is in it. That'd be amazing. Coaster Maniac says, careful of the small package. That's how Becky got pregnant. Oh! Queen Asuka. Yes. Queen Asuka. You're so right. Because whoever wins would then have a feud with Charlotte, wouldn't they? Because she's the queen. Otis backstage with the briefcase. Sheamus ain't going to be your partner. Otis says, I need a partner. Is that what you want? No. Not a chance. What is he going to do? This Tuesday on FS1. What is it? Ruthless Aggression. Cesaro has tweeted a funny reaction to the brackets. What has he said, dude? What has he said? Days, when they showed the tournament for the IC title, they said AJ is only the IC title away from Grand Slam. So when did he win the tag titles? I don't believe he has he? Unless, did they count him as a part of it when, like, Gallows and Anderson won them? And, like, I don't know. Was it, like, did they count him as, like, OC? I don't know. Makayo said, shout out to you. Makayo. I've gone with that. Ruthless Aggression. Supreme Rose said, should SummerSlam in future years be huge stadium like WrestleMania? I would do it. I definitely would do it. I don't know if WWE have got the confidence that they could do 2 stadium shows in a year. I think people save up to go to WrestleMania and they make a big thing. You know, you've got access and all of this. I'm not sure if they're that confident that they could do 2 stadium shows in North America. I mean, they can do one elsewhere. They can do Saudi. I mean, surely they could. Even if they do some at like Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble's like 40,000 because it's a baseball stadium. You don't have to do football stadiums. Do baseball stadiums? 40,000. They seem to get good crowds for Royal Rumble. So yeah, I think that would be cool. I love Royal Rumble in baseball stadiums. Think it gives it a completely different feel. So I love it. I'd keep that going. Baseball stadium for Royal Rumble. You could do football stadium for WrestleMania. What other stadiums have you got? Come on, America. What else have you got? We've used a football stadium. We've used a baseball stadium. We use your basketball arenas every week. Have you got any other sports? What else have you got? Where can we hold SummerSlam? Somewhere different, please. I hate Sheamus. Shout out to Michael. Favorite wrestler? Someone asked. Who asked that? Gamer Ethan. Favorite wrestler? I'd go with Asuka. Go with Asuka. Who do you think Otis's partner will be? Oh, it's an interesting question. I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know who he's going to find. I should imagine it's not going to be anything exciting. Rarely do these things turn out to be anyone exciting. Soccer stadiums, that could be interesting. Chalmers, that could be interesting. I don't know what American soccer stadiums look like. But I know they're not the biggest. Because obviously soccer's not as big as American football. So that actually might be a really nice size. So, and again, it would give it a diff. That's a really good shout. Yes, soccer. A few people saying soccer. I agree with that. I think that could be quite interesting. Go into a soccer stadium. You've got your big, I mean, WrestleMania's the big one. That's your, your MetLife and all of this. Royal Rumble. They seem to do a great job with that with baseball stadiums. Yeah, why not do SummerSlam in a soccer stadium? It might still only be 20,000, very similar to an arena, but different feel. It's outdoors. Yeah, I'm into that. I think that's a good shout. Well done, everyone. You lot should be the creative. You lot should be the creative. I've said before, this community is like a supercomputer. Right, here he is again. Oh, Mandy Rose. Perhaps Mandy Rose is going to be his partner. Tucky isn't here. Braun Strowman. You're a genius. I'll be right back. Oh, here we go. Hacker time. Are we going to find out something? Come on, baby. They want to know who I am. Yes, please. I am everywhere. Oh, have we seen this one before? I see everyone. I hear everything. We're just seeing. I am the truth. And no one is safe. Come on, baby. Give us some. I feel like we've seen this one where they're looking at all of the screens. There could be something new in there. Oh, if this is all the hacker's going to do this week, it's going to be disappointing. The truth will be heard. And there's Braun. Monster Man. If that's it for the hacker, I think that's really disappointing. Because I think we've seen that one before. Look at the size of Otis against Braun. Really shows how big Braun is, doesn't it? Oh, are you asked? Braun says, I know how this game is played. Braun says he'll think about it. What if he does go for the pin tonight? What if Otis does see an opportunity? You can't. You can't. Oh, this is so hard, isn't it? He can't tonight. Because he needs help. The problem is he needs help. So Braun is helping him. So Braun is doing him a favor. If Otis is going to try and take... Oh, he can't go for it tonight. The hacker is CM Punk and AJ Lee or just Shane McMahon. The images were different. Wasn't Big E on the big TV this time? It was Kofi. Maybe they did just change the images around a touch. Sorry I missed Total Divas. I wanted to join, but I got busy. It's all right. Episode 4 was a riot, let me tell you. What if Otis calls up Bray? Well, it seems like Braun's having a think about it. You can't cash in on him, though. It's not going to look great on Otis. I mean, I know that you've got the briefcase and you take advantage of things and whatever, but, you know, Braun's doing him a favor here. Went muted for a moment. RM. SmackDown, Raw, and NXT should
RM
be
is a
on the
legend.
WWE Network.
They donated Australian dollar via Super Chat. SmackDown, Raw, and NXT should be on WWE Network.
RM, thank you very much for the kind donation. Very, very kind donation. Says SmackDown, Raw, and NXT should be on the WWE Network. In regards to that, they are, but they're just a little bit delayed. The problem is that like they get paid a lot of money by all the different TV companies around the world. So in America, for example, they get loads of money from Fox, from USA. They wouldn't receive that money if they were also showing it on the WWE Network. The network's there more so for the pay-per-views and for older content. Plus, also, they do put new stuff up, like the documentaries, but they don't put up like Raw, Smack, because that's worth too much money to them. That's where the majority of their money comes from. It's from those TV deals. So if they were to put them on the network, then they'd lose that income, or it would be greatly reduced. Greatly reduced. I do agree that it would make it a hell of a lot easier, but they would definitely put up the price of the network. If you had Raw and SmackDown, it wouldn't be staying $9.99 a month. I can promise you that. That would be going up. But I don't even know if they could afford to do that, because everything's around about $9.99, isn't it? Like Spotify and Netflix and, you know, all of those things. So, yeah. So shout out to RM. As I said, very kind reaction. Donation. Shout out to Lucas. Shout out to Owen. We're 44 minutes since. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Waleed says Otis is not championship material. Otis is not championship material. He's going to take a lot of work. There's no two ways about it. I've always felt that when it comes to Money in the Bank, I've always felt that it's a great launching pad. It's a great jump off for mid-card talent that could one day get to the main event. So I kind of feel like Aleister Black, Ricochet, you know, they're the kind of people that, for me, should be winning Money in the Bank. Otis, he would fit that bracket if they do see him as a main eventer. Even if we don't see him there yet, it's all right, because they've got a year. They've got 12 months to work with him. Here's Trinity. Here's our good friend Trinity. Trinity making her way down. I hope she takes on Cameron. I'm actually writing Trinity. She wants to right a wrong. Naomi versus Dana Brooke. Okay, that's fine. Just get RM to just get in touch with YouTube, and if they ask for authorization, I'll be more than happy to authorize. Naomi, yes, Naomi. Shout out to Harrison. Right, here we go. I like Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke coming down, showing off the guns, pointing at Michael Cole. I hope she can bring some humor to this because I thought she was very fun in Money in the Bank. Yes, you can actually now play as WWE superstars on a mobile game. King of Fighters or something. I did see some trailers for that. Right, Naomi versus Dana Brooke. I'm all right with this little match. Makes sense. You know, Naomi wants to get some revenge from a couple of weeks ago. It's nice that they're giving Dana Brooke an opportunity to have a singles match here. I think she, as I said, did some decent work. Nice clothesline. Dana Brooke goes down. Nice drop kick by Naomi. Dana Brooke rolls into the corner. Naomi coming over. Big forearm strike. Dana Brooke goes down. Naomi grabbing her. Dana rolling up Naomi. Kick out by Naomi. Naomi going for a kick to the head, but Dana Brooke ducks underneath and Dana Brooke kicks out. She's trying to get the crowd to clap along. There's obviously no one there. Cartwheel into a back elbow by Dana Brooke. Hurls Naomi into the corner. Another cartwheel in. She went for a back elbow, but this time, yeah, it was scouted by Naomi, who managed to get her feet up. Naomi going up top. And big crossbody, but turned over by Dana. Naomi turns her over to shoulder up. Got to do more than that to keep them down for a 3. Oh, that was nice by Naomi. And even better by Dana. Naomi trying to flip Dana over, but Dana ended up sitting down. Here we go. She goes over to the corner. I did it. Is Naomi going to snap here, do you think? No? Dana's like, yeah, a little momentum. Oh, it's a shame she didn't go over and give Michael Cole a little kiss on the cheek or something like that. That would have been fun. Days, who is your favorite Money in the Bank winner? Favorite Money in the Bank winner. One of my favorite moments is Dolph cashing in. So that Dolph cash in is one of my favorite moments. Charlotte coming up next. Samoa Joe is the hacker this Monday. Here we go. We're just seeing Asuka being given the title. Yeah! Can Asuka handle the pressure? Yes. Has the Viper discovered Edge's weakness? What's his weakness? Being able to wrestle. What's his weakness? What does that even mean? Has the Viper discovered Edge's weakness by asking him for a real wrestling match? Find out this Monday on Raw. What does that mean? I figured out your weakness. You can't wrestle. Days, who is your favorite Money in the Bank winner? I answered that. Dolph. Dolph. I don't want to see Charlotte's face, says Roblox. John says Raw looks all right. What? Did Dana Brooke win? Dana Brooke won. She won-did. Come on, Naomi. Snap, says Monica King. Can Asuka handle the pressure, says Dave. Easy peasy. Yes. Asuka given the title. No, she won it. It was inside the briefcase. The weakness is, can Edge still have a proper match? Well, yeah, he wouldn't have come back. Surely he wouldn't have come back if he can't have a proper match. This is what he's been working for. This is the whole point of him having a ring in his house. I gotta say, I'm not feeling that as a hook. I think I've worked out your weakness. You can't have a proper wrestling match. What does he think he's been training to do? We saw we've seen his little 24 documentary where WWE gave him a ring, and he's been wrestling at home and like working on coming back. Days, with the wild card rule coming back, could we see the Hacker do something on Raw? Yes, but someone said that the other day. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I think it's a bad idea. I think that it's going to water it down. It's too much of a good thing. The Hacker, they can't even give us new content every Friday. Do you know what I mean? Last thing you need now is the Hacker starting to pop up on Raw as well. It's not going to make it more interesting. It's going to water it down. Raw needs its own thing rather than leaning on the Hacker. So I hope not. The Hacker is CM Punk. The voice in the voicemail was AJ Lee. No. It sounded nothing like AJ Lee to me. I'm not buying that. I've seen a few people saying that, so you're certainly not alone. But it didn't sound like it to me. There's no way I'm going to sit here and say that it's that. It sounded like Dana Brooke. And actually, I did hear another one where they changed the pitch a touch more, and it sounded a little bit like Ember Moon. But I've seen people saying it's the Iconics and AJ. I just don't hear it. I do not hear that at all. If it turns out to be AJ Lee, I will be shocked. If it turns out to be CM Punk, I'll be shocked. So many times over the past 6 years, we've said CM Punk. It's going to be CM Punk. CM Punk will be in the Rumble. CM Punk will be at WrestleMania. CM Punk, and it never is. So I'm not buying it for this one either. We've got a recap of Becky getting upset. Dortmund will win the German football back tomorrow, isn't it? Just looking at the history of Becky, the man. I mean, obviously, she's only going away for a little while. I'm guessing she will be back soon enough, but maybe not for like 12 months or so. Maybe even, and when she does come back, I can't imagine it's going to be a full schedule. I gotta say, I mean, look at what this title reign has done for her, and look at what all of this has done. She is a big star now. That Royal Rumble moment, the Survivor Series moment, winning the main event of WrestleMania, all of that just kept adding to her legacy. And then to have that long title reign. Even if her match at WrestleMania this year wasn't that great against Shayna, it was all right. But, man, when she does come back, it's going to be a big moment. Big moment. Through injury and triumph, it was the fans that stood up for me and had my back. The GOAT. No, the voice wasn't Ronda. The voice was way different to Ronda's. CM Punk trolled on backstage. He did. Alex says, Days, I feel with Edge and Orton, they should have done the feud the other way round. First ran his mind games about Edge, ring rust, then attack the family after losing it. Yeah. I mean, what I will say, though, is that it does tend to go that way a lot. So I'm not too down on them doing it a slightly different way round. That was a great reveal. I love that when she opens the briefcase. You're the champion. I'm the champion? Yeah! Yeah! You go and be a warrior. Because I'm going to go and be a mother. Apparently, Asuka only found out when she turned up to the building. When Asuka won the briefcase, she didn't know. Like, really didn't know. And when she turned up to Raw and they filmed that, that's when she found out she was going to be the champion. Cool. It was great. Now people will see what it's like without Becky as the man. Dave's random question number 2. What is your wrestling opinion that most people don't agree with? Dude, it's a shorter list to find ones that people do. They're just showing us all the tweets from various different people. Mickey James and Stephanie McMahon, Trish and Vince and Triple H and Paige and the Bellas and Nikki Cross. All sending their love and supports. But talking of love and supports, here's someone. It's not Carmella. I don't even know why I've written that. That has no loves and supports. This is like summer attire, Charlotte. She's coming down in like shorts and high heels with a black sparkly top. I've never seen the Queen of England wearing that. But the Queen of Wrestling is. So there we go. The brand to brand invitational. So Corey Graves says, I love everything about the brand to brand invitational. There's a guy that's opened the ropes for it. I like that. I like the fact that just the stagehand has opened the ropes for her. So Charlotte is here, the NXT Women's Champion. Big smile on her face. Here we go. Let's see what she's got to say. Here I am. On Friday Night Smackdown. The hardest working woman in the industry. The numbers were crunched. People want more Charlotte. What numbers have they been looking at? I don't mind Charlotte, but I'll be the first to admit people don't want more Charlotte Flair. I'm 5'10". I'm blonde. I'm a superior athlete. And my last name is Flair. I'm surprised there's not a giant picture hanging of me. That would be great, actually, wouldn't it? Right, well, that has brought out Bayley and Sasha. It's quite interesting. 4 horsewomen. Bayley says, I run SmackDown. I'm here for this. Bayley's like, oh my God. Charlotte not even looking at Bayley and Sasha. I'm here for this. I'm here for this. My guess, Paige, Ali, Chad Gable are the hackers, says Sean Rossett. Bayley says, I'm a role model now. Maybe the Fox executives have got a thing for blondes. Woo! Woo! They're all wooing away. Hey, any matches out of these 3 are going to be great. When was the last time I saw Charlotte? Here we go. When was it, Sasha? Last time that we saw her, you defeated her? Nice. Fact check. Here we go. Took you a makeover and a bad haircut to get the job done. Scales Yank says, instead of no one is ready for Asuka, it's no one cares about Charlotte. I like Charlotte. I like Bayley. Bayley says, I became the first and only Grand Slam champion, but Asuka is now. You're the queen, dude. Jesus. Is Rambling Rabbit Bayley? Hey, dude. Hey, Bray. Bayley says, I'm the greatest, most dominant SmackDown champion in history. I've beat everyone, and when I mean everyone, that includes you. I'll tell Fox this was a great time. Now get out of our ring. Bayley, 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 Bayley. Bayley, 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 Bayley. Sasha made you relevant when you was the NXT champ. Eric says, I hope nothing but the best for Becky. Same, dude. Charlotte's talking to Sasha here, saying, we main evented Raw. You're a 6-time champion. And you're content to stand in her shadow. You're content to be an afterthought. This is all right, you know. I'm here for this. Can someone in the truck cut Bayley's mic? Oh, Sasha. And Bayley interrupts. It's getting there. We're getting close. Sasha's going to turn, man. Triple threat. Fox would love to have me on their show. One question. Oh. Charlotte says she's got a question, but the question isn't for Bayley. Move out of the way. The question is for Sasha. What's the question? Sasha. I want you to think long and hard. What is it? Are you your own woman? Or are you Bayley's lackey? Are you happy being an afterthought? Woo! Seeds have definitely been planted there, and you've got Bayley just shaking her head in the background. Champion versus champion. Bayley versus Charlotte should be a brilliant match. I mean, it should be a great match. But are we going to see Sasha finally snap? Are we going to see Sasha finally turn on Bayley as Charlotte leaves the ring? Bayley talking to Sasha. I don't know when we're getting that match. We've got Braun. I'm still chewing on it. So he's warming up with the Resistance band. He's still having to think about whether to be Otis's partner or not. As we go to commercial break, a Sasha Bailey feud is on the way. I'm really excited for it. Halftime scores. Yeah, get your halftime scores in. No one in the back knew about Becky's pregnancy. Only a few production people. Asuka's reaction was genuine. Days, on one of the recent vids from the hacker from last week, they used a hashtag that was Monday Night Raw related. Okay. That was brilliant. I love Charlotte, says Callin. Yeah, I like Charlotte. I think she has some good matches. I think she is Flair's daughter. I think she's a heel. I think she uses it. I think people don't like it. People don't like her. People aren't meant to like her. She gets added to main events of WrestleMania, but it's all designed to irritate. And I think she's a very good wrestler. Very athletic, good storyteller. Great match against Becky at Evolution. Great series of matches against Sasha. Did well with the NXT Championship. It's good. Probably doesn't deserve as many world titles as what she's got in such a short space of time. But that aside, it's not her fault. Yeah, I like her. And I do like Bailey. I do like Bailey as a heel, just because I never expected it to work. A lot of people will say that it doesn't work. I find it quite entertaining. And then this tease with Sasha, like turning, there's quite a few moving parts there. I mean, when you look back at the history of women's wrestling, those 4 names are going to be right at the top. But certainly when it comes to American wrestling, right at the top. What Sasha, Becky, Charlotte, and Bailey have done has changed the game, took it to the next level. I cannot imagine what women's wrestling would be like without them. I really can't. I can't imagine what it would be like without them. So, yeah, it's kind of, when they're talking and they're in the ring, you know, Charlotte just said to Sasha, you're a future Hall of Famer. All of them are. Charlotte absolutely is. Bailey is. And Charlotte, Sasha, Bailey, all of them. And Becky, of course. I wonder if they're going to have a feud, if they're all going to fall out. And then I wonder if the thing that unites them might be Jessamine Duke, Marina Shafir, and Shayna Baszler. I wonder if we're building towards Bailey, Sasha, Charlotte versus those 3. And then maybe Ronda comes back. And by the time Ronda comes back, maybe Becky will be coming back. I don't know. Maybe we're getting horsewomen next year. And perhaps they've got like a long story planned. I don't know. Might be quite interesting. 3 says AK. J14 says 6.25. Ebeds World says 8. Monica King says, I want Sasha to return. Warsaw Till I Die says 5. John says 7. Moshin says 5. When will Becky return, says Shilpa. I don't know. I mean, I would imagine that, she's going to be gone for 9 months. Maybe a little bit shorter than that. I think she's already a month pregnant. So 8 months she'll have the baby. And then obviously she's going to need to look after the baby. I mean, you have to. So, you know, you're probably going to want a good few months with the baby, get a few things sorted. Honestly, you could be looking at 12 months. I mean, maybe she'll do a one-off match at next year's WrestleMania. Viewer discretion is advised. Something to do with the Forgotten Sons. What's this rubbish? Riker. Remember as a kid you would read about patriotism and honor. We chose to serve our country, but we weren't welcomed home like heroes. We're going to welcome you with closed fists. Days AJ and the OC held the tag titles under Freebird rule. Here's Renee Young. Miz and Morrison. Renee apparently said that she would quite like to manage Elias. They call him Braun, not Brain, for a reason, but we have seen Brain Strowman. Raw will be not like before without Becky. Viewer discretion, says Eddie202. I don't know why you needed viewer discretion for that little promo. I've honestly forgotten the Forgotten Sons' individual names. The Squadster says, has it been a good show? It's been all right. There's not really been anything. It's been all right. Naomi, Dana Brooke was all right. The Bailey Charlotte segment was all right. Otis at the start. Probably could have done something a little better. Will anyone volunteer to be Otis's partner? So Elias has progressed. Elias will face either AJ or... I mean, how great is that match going to be, by the way? AJ Styles against Shinsuke Nakamura. Think about all that New Japan history. Jeff Hardy and Sheamus, great match. Daniel Bryan, Drew Gulak, and obviously their recent connection. So it looks like we're getting that match right now. Daniel Bryan taking on Drew Gulak. Coaster Maniacs says Days Otis should find Nicholas to team with him since all the schools are closed. Yes, good shout. Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak. Bryan next. It will be Bailey versus Charlotte. Yes. Is that tonight? I don't know when they're doing that. Is that at Backlash? No idea. Wonder Twins never fought each other. I don't like this. Hey Days, when do you think football will return? No idea. Days, AJ and OC held tag titles. I read that, yes. Days, TBD could return. Stay Madge. I'm watching it on BT Sport. You can't watch it on the network, unfortunately. These matches should be good. Yeah, this should be good. I don't think they have split up. No, I don't think they've split. I think it's just the case that they're going against each other in this tournament. That's all. Ben Russell, shout out to you, my friend. Ezekiel, shout out to you. LSW as well. Days Damian Sandow is going to return as the hacker. Well, I'm still leaning towards Ali and Shorty G. So I'm still leaning that way. Right, we are at commercial break, by the way. I thought Dan and Drew were a team. Yeah, there's nothing. They haven't fallen out or anything. They've just been put against each other. My pick to win the tournament is AJ or Jeff Hardy. I think that could be the final, in all fairness. Planet Dan says, if you had 24 hours left to live on an island, who would you take and why? They can't be anyone you know. There we go. I'll throw that out to the chat. I'll throw that out to the community. If you had 24 hours left to live, who would you take to an island? Can't be anyone you know. I'm sensing some risque answers coming in here. Jeff Hardy versus AJ Styles for the final. Yep. If it's Ali and Shorty G, please make him Chad Gable again. Okay, deal. Yeah, boy says Sasha Banks. Maybe they had AJ lose Money in the Bank, so they're going to have him win the IC belt. That's a good shout. Rise on console. John Cena Gamer would take Bray Wyatt. Swamp Manor would take Mila Kunis. Shahil would take Alexa Bliss. This is exactly the kind of answers I was expecting. Although Jerry Smith would take The Undertaker. Jake would take Sasha Banks. You can only take one, Sonny Wolf. Lenny's taking Camille. Dave would take Bailey. Wrestling Days fan would take his PlayStation. Well, there we go. LeBron's taking Becky Lynch. Right, WWE won best Facebook and YouTube presence. Well done to them. Well, in all fairness, they didn't win best YouTube presence. It's going to be this guy right here, innit? They just got gold honorary. They weren't the winner. I'm going to claim that I was the winner. Right, here's Daniel Bryan's. Hello, Kevin S. Hope you are well. Right, Drew Gulak making his way down. I like his jacket. Daniel taking a deep breath. I mean, what I will say is they've done a decent job with building up Drew Gulak, because I like the fact that Daniel is, you know, against the ropes, taking a deep breath. Like, you look at Daniel and you can tell that he is getting ready here for a fight, for a match. It's not like just some guy from 205 Live. They've done a decent job of establishing him as a threat. I don't think I don't know. Should he be beating Daniel? I mean, think what Daniel did. Although saying that was, 6 years ago. What he did at WrestleMania 30. Oh my God, that was 6 years ago. That was 6 years ago. Wow. That is crazy, isn't it? That is crazy. I cannot get my head around that. That's just blown my mind. WrestleMania 30 was 6 years ago. I remember watching that in the pub. Six years ago. Go Gulak, says Don15. Wrestling Days fan says that was a great match. Is it Bailey Charlotte next week? I think so. They just shook hands. They shouldn't do that. They should have tapped boots. Right, here we go. They're locking up. Collar and elbow tie up. Headlock by Daniel. How long have we got? Wow, 39 minutes. Nice takedown by Daniel. They haven't built Yasmin and Marina enough. That's why 4 horsewomen versus 4 horsewomen seems early. Well, they need to get them up. They need to get them onto Raw and SmackDown and establish them. I mean, if they're going to be bringing up the Forgotten Sons, then why can't you bring up Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir? Just makes no sense. I mean, you would think they would bring them up. I think they will. I think when Shayna is in a match, I can see them coming through the crowd. Like, once we get crowds back, I could see Jessamine and Marina. I think, who knows what plans are about to change as a result of, what's happening in the world. Daniel holding on to Gulak. Gulak round the back. Nice. Dragon Sleeper. Dragon Sleeper submission by Gulak with a body lock on as well. But hasn't got a full body lock on, and Daniel's able to get over to the ropes. This is going to be very competitive. I'm very excited as well because I've seen a lot of people talking about this Last Dance Chicago Bulls documentary. A lot of people saying that it's amazing. I've got no way of watching it because we don't have ESPN, but it's on Netflix apparently. So I'm very much looking forward to. I always like some non-wrestling to cleanse the palate, and that will be my viewing of choice. So looking forward to that. I'm liking this match, says John. Days, if AJ wins, do you think Undertaker would face him for it? I can't imagine Undertaker would care for the IC belt. Although it's a title, I don't believe Undertaker has ever won. He is doing well here. He's picking up. Nice into an armbar. Looking for the armbar there, Daniel. Gulak is trying to hold on to prevent it, but Daniel has now going for a crucifix. It's very intricate. It's kind of the thing that you would see on NXT, this kind of a match. This caters to real wrestling fans, doesn't it? Like fans of actual in-ring stuff. I'm not saying that people that, aren't into this aren't real wrestling fans, but I mean like the in-ring stuff. Nice reversal after reversal, but they can't keep doing it because they're already up against the ropes, and Gulak dumps Daniel to the outside as I think we're about to go to commercial break. Coaster Maniac says, I'm still watching for this tornado. Vince must have booked it to not show up. Jaden says, Days, I think Jessamine and Marina should beat Alexa and Nikki for the championships. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Liam says, Days, if the IC title is the only title that AJ hasn't won, when did he win the tag titles? I think Swamp Manor was saying that when the OC won the tag titles, that AJ was classed as being a part of that. So it wasn't just Gallows and Anderson, it was the OC faction. Daniel Bryan is very good technician, yes. Gulak is as well. I know that Tommy Toy Travels is a big fan of Drew Gulak. When we did our wrestling figures episode on the Wrestling Escape Pod, I was quite surprised when he said that one of his favourite figures was Drew Gulak, but I thought it was a really great answer because he said it's because he used to go and watch him, and he can't believe now that he can go to the shops and buy a figure of Drew Gulak, and I think that's brilliant. I've always said that, figure collections are very personal. People always say, it's never about who's got the most. It's all about getting the figures that mean the most to you, and I thought that was a really great answer. And as we said, there is a brand new Wrestling Escape Pod on after SmackDown. So in around about 45, 50 minutes, just go onto YouTube, search Wrestling Escape Pod, and you'll be able to find the new episode. Starts in about 50 minutes or so, and it's all about the Firefly Funhouse this week. So a topic that I know people find very interesting, and I've tried to make it as detailed as I could. I've really gone back, had a look at the history of Bray, had a look at those early Funhouse episodes, and as I said, as detailed as I've gone, Tommy's only just started watching it, so you're really getting two different perspectives. So I think it's quite interesting. Right, we are at commercial break right now. Days, there is a Wendy Richter figure at my local Target. Should I pick it up? Again, if you're a fan. You see, Wendy Richter means that I find women's wrestling quite interesting because women were never given the opportunity that they deserve. It's a male. It has been a male-dominated sport, so women were always kind of seen as an attraction, really. Back in the day, they would bring in a women's match the same way they would bring in a midget match. I'm not being derogatory when I use that term. That's how it was marketed. That's what it was back in the day. So women were just brought in for the odd match. Nothing like it is these days. Absolutely nothing like it is. And I do find that Just thinking about what it must have been like to have been a woman trying to get into the business. I do find that very interesting. So, you know, people like Wendy Richter are really important. I mean, she had a massive feud with the Fabulous Moolah. So I think the fact that Mattel made a figure of Wendy Richter is really cool. But it's not worth adding to your collection if it doesn't resonate with you. It doesn't mean anything to you. Nice. Back suplex by Drew Gulak, going for a quick pin, but not even getting two. Hello, is that another full Nelson? Is that a full Nelson? Oh, man, full Nelsons everywhere these days. Nice headlock. Days, everyone is angry that Cesaro is not in it. Okay. I think that the matches make sense. I mean, they wanted 4 matches. I think Daniel versus Drew Gulak makes sense. I think AJ versus Nakamura is awesome. You've kind of got to do Elias Corbin. I mean, did it have to be a part of the tournament? No, but they're both decent-sized stars. You know, Corbin's involved in a lot of stuff. It might be a bit weird if he wasn't in it. So that's fine. And could you imagine people kicking off if Jeff Hardy wasn't in it? And Jeff Hardy Sheamus makes sense. So I think he's just unfortunate. I mean, where would you put him? Where would you put him? Who would you take out? Would you have it as Daniel versus Cesaro instead? But I think they really want to get over Drew Gulak. Ankle lock by Daniel. Oh, nice. Into a German and bridges and kick out by Drew. This is the kind of match that, you know, Daniel is absolutely loving. This is the kind of match that Daniel Bryan has come back for. Like real proper wrestling, proper grappling, working with someone that he really respects. Nice power slam. Vicious slam by Gulak. Oh, Bryan just getting his shoulder up. Rusty Shackelford says, hi, Days. Hello to everyone in the community. Shout out to you, Rusty Shackelford. He really did drive him down. Very similar. Michael Cole's right. Very similar to a Michinoku driver, but I don't think it was. He's gone right back to that full Nelson again. So here we go. Full Nelson by Gulak. Daniel Bryan over the top.
360 is a legend. They donated $20 via a super chat. Hi Days. Hello to everyone in the community. Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face.
Smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. Right, we've got 29 minutes. 29 minutes to go. Days, it's currently 68 degrees in Hammond, Indiana. What is the temperature outside? Probably quite cold considering it's 2:30 in the morning. Nice little roll up. Daniel Bryan down, but manages to get out. Goes for a single leg takedown, but Gulak over the top. Power bombs Daniel Bryan. Roll over to Daniel Bryan reverses. Hooks the legs. Gulak kicks out. Gulak. Dragon Sleeper. Dragon Sleeper by Gulak. Middle of the ring. How can Daniel get out of this? He's trying to get up to his feet. Oh, he rolls through. That's nice. He rolled through into the label. He's trying to get that on, but can't quite. And Gulak reverses. Oh, the shoulder's not down. The ref says the shoulder's not down. Went for the dragon screw, but couldn't get Gulak down. He's trying one more. Gets it that time, and that was nasty. The way he just jarred the knee on that dragon screw. into a heel hook. Heel hook by Daniel. But Gulak's quite close to the ropes. And he's rolling over. He's middle of the ring. Is Gulak going to tap? Gulak taps. Gulak taps to Daniel. So Daniel Bryan advances. But that was a hard-fought match. I actually felt like that match needed just... It sounds weird because it had plenty of time. But I felt like the reversal after reversal, everything was getting really good. It needed just a few more minutes. Although, you know, for a SmackDown match, it had quite a bit of time. So there we go. Elias is going to face AJ or Nakamura. Daniel is going to face either Jeff or Sheamus. I think Jeff versus Daniel. Elias versus AJ will be the semi-finals. Is Drew going to turn on him now? He says, nearly 5 years ago, I won that IC belt. And then I was forced to retire. He says, I've always wanted to take that IC title and make it the title. I want it to represent the absolute greatest wrestler. And I think that's me. Daniel Bryan says, I want the IC title to represent the absolute best wrestler in WWE. And I think that's me. He puts his hand out. Gulak shakes the hand. Daniel thanked Gulak there. Right, up next, Otis and question mark take on Miz and Morrison. Are you ready for a good time? Great promo, I agree. Yes, yes, very, very good promo. Right, we are sneaking towards the main event, my friends. Favorite Royal Rumble winner, says Kevin. I'd say... I don't know, actually. Who's my favorite Royal Rumble winner? Asuka. Daniel is WWE champion material. I want to see a big Drew match. Maybe you will. Maybe you will. When is Bayley Charlotte? So Sasha can turn. Next week, maybe. They didn't say, unless they're going to make it for Backlash. J14 says, I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. Neither do I. Days, do you think Otis will cash in after we find the winner of this tournament? What, you think Otis is going to cash in for the IC title? No, I do not. Days, Nick Aldis wants Rusev on NWA. Yep, that'd be awesome. Rusev's a big name. Would bring some eyes to NWA. Would really help. Eric Haberman says, what if the question mark... What if it is the question... That would be epic, wouldn't it? Question mark SmackDown debut from NWA. I hope Otis found someone. He did. Mandy Rose. Days, who do you think will win the IC title? Daniel or AJ? I don't think they'll put it on Jeff. Shawn Michaels is the best Royal Rumble winner. Stop capping, Days. Capping. What does that mean? What's capping mean? I've never heard that. The only thing that bothered me about... I know Shawn Michaels won it couple of times, but when I think of Shawn winning it, I think of disappointment, because do you remember that year it was British Bulldog was celebrating And it was the year that Sean held on and then flipped over. I was gutted because I thought Bulldog had won. So I like Sean. I'm a big fan of Sean, but when I think of Sean winning the Rumble, that's the first thing I think of, and I think a disappointment because I really thought the British Bulldog had won the Rumble. He got me. Sean, as a kid, he got me. I was absolutely devastated. So yeah, that's why I didn't say Sean. You can't say like Brett and Lex because that was a bit messy. I wasn't a fan of Batista winning or Del Rio winning or John Cena winning. So, I don't know. That's why I said Asuka. By the way, to answer my DMs at once, yes, I like Coaster Maniacs. He's a good fellow. Days, when are you going to join Total Bellas? Who says I haven't? Who says I haven't? Capin is lying. Oh, I've never heard that. Sunny Wolf says, I thought capping means that you put stuff in capitals. So did I. So did I. Days, what do you think if Sarah Logan was re-signed and brought back, but instead of Sarah Logan, she comes back as Crazy Mary Dobson? Yeah, that'd be cool. I think that would be better than the Sarah Logan character, which just wasn't really landing, was it? I like that kind of match. I hope Otis asked many people and they all just come out at once. Well, let's find out. I should imagine it will be Braun. And I think there'll be an opportunity for Otis to cash him. And I don't think he takes it. But let's see how long we got. We got 20 minutes. Days, has the hacker been revealed? No. Next week, champion versus champion, Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair, her graphic looks like an NXT graphic. It's yellow, and it's kind of edgy. And she's taking on Bayley, and hers was a lot more streamlined, and it was blue. Their names, I should say. Next week as well, we've got Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus in the tournament. We've got AJ versus Nakamura. We've got Bayley versus Charlotte. And next week, we've also got Mandy and Otis taking on Dolph and Sonya. So there we go. Mixed tag match next week. Otis and his Peach in action together. Here's Dolph and Sonya. Mixed tag match, yes. Maybe Otis is close to cashing in. Well, if Bray is in the main event, then yes, maybe the Fiend attacks Bray. Maybe the Fiend attacks Bray, and that's how Otis gets his opportunity. But he can't take it because Braun will be doing him a favor. There's only one thing that Mandy is good at, and that is being blonde and pretty. She's doing an Otis impression. You'll never be a winner like me. Is Dolph Ziggler wearing a t-shirt that's got his real name on it? Sonya says, put on your big girl panties. I can't see what's written on Dolph's t-shirt. Can't see. I've got a feeling it might have been his real name. Days, the hacker is Enzo Amore. It's a good little promo. I mean, look, this SmackDown has been solid. It has not been a bad show. I wouldn't say this has been a bad show. I think we've had decent matches. Maybe there just hasn't been like a big OMG moment, but... Days, to be honest, Timothy Thatcher turning on Riddle seemed a bit early to me, but I liked it. Sonya's mad because Mandy Rose wouldn't give her any cake. I'm sensing a lot of emotions. Sonya has underlying feelings for Mandy. Could be. Right. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Miz and Morrison. So... here we go. Otis making his way down. Otis is here with his Money in the Bank briefcase. Won the national title in the 2011 Junior Pan American Games. Yes. Maybe the most shocking winner in the history of Money in the Bank. World Championship opportunity. So, here we go. I reckon it's Braun. In fact, I'm so convinced I'm going to start writing it. Here we go. There's the music. Here comes Braun Strowman. He's got new graphics. What are the graphics? Oh, it's a train. It's a train that's got his face on the front, and it all looks a little bit heavy metal. Looks like the front cover of, like, the greatest heavy metal album I've never heard. You've got a train with Strowman's face on the front. It's a little bit Thomas the Tank Engine. And it's got, like, lights coming out of the eyes. And you've got, like, a conductor on the side. That's quite cool. They're cool graphics, actually. Oh, did you go and see Slipknot? Yeah, I saw Slipknot. They were really cool. Do you know who supported? No. Braun Strowman. No way. Love his new album. Yeah, it's really good. It's really, really good, yeah. Boom. Otis rocking out to the Strowman theme. The Fiend will interrupt. Yeah. Otis is going to cash in on Braun. Shame they can't metal up the title a little bit on its stupid blue strap. Otis. Oh, yeah! Here we go, Otis. I'm getting hot and bothered watching Otis right now. A sexual jackhammer. That's what Otis is. Miz is finally going to get a title shot after 8 years. I don't think he cashes in tonight. Braun is parked right next to Thomas the Tank Engine. He is, yeah. Can't wait for that episode of Thomas. As the Strowman Express pulls up. In fact, they could do that. Hey, if anyone from WWE is watching, why not do that? Why not have the Strowman Express on Thomas the Tank Engine? You'll reach a whole new audience. Mainly your primary target audience, I think, judging by some of the stuff you put out. If you're going to go PG, you might as well go full on PG, you know what I mean? Here we go. Otis tags in Braun. The briefcase is in the corner. I think Otis is like, let me do my thing. Or is Braun doing it? Oh, is Braun doing it? Oh, Braun's trying to do it as well. Oh, yeah. Boom. Double elbow drop onto John Morrison. Wow. Braun was trying to do the caterpillar. He was more like a beautiful butterfly, Braun Strowman. Braun is even laughing. Yeah. Double caterpillar. Yeah, that was madness, wasn't it? Seeing them trying to do that. Braun cringe, says 1987, big fan. Thomas the Tank Engine would be below PG. It would be a U. Whatevs. Double caterpillar. Cola Pops 1 says, Days, do you think they should do Money in the Bank ladder match for the tag team titles? Could do, yeah. Could do. Coaster Maniacs says, Braun, never do that again. LeBron says, this is the champion. This is your Universal Champion. Do you remember back in the day when Stone Cold would do things like that? It's a solid show. I think it's been a solid show. Paul says, where is Tucker? He is injured, the chat was saying. I haven't actually heard that. So, yeah, apparently injured. There we go. William Hensey says Tucker is injured. The Braun Express got derailed by some cringy dancing. Hey, it's all right to cut loose once in a while. What time is it? We've only, 10 minutes. We've got 10 minutes left of SmackDown. Then we'll do our post-show thoughts and our post-show scores. And then we will jump over to Wrestling Escape Pod. And as we said, this week is all about Firefly Funhouse. Focuses on those first episodes. Talks a bit about the history of Bray. Tommy gives his initial reaction to watching the Firefly Funhouse, what he liked, what he didn't like. Talk about some of the early theories. And yeah, I mean, we go through a lot in 50-odd minutes. So that is coming up. So a big episode of Wrestling Escape Pod tonight. What's the podcast about tonight? It's Firefly Funhouse. It's what people voted for. So Firefly Funhouse tonight. Will Otis cash in? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it's going to be teased. I think he'll have a look and he'll have a think. And he might even grab it and be like, ah. But I'm going to say no, he doesn't actually do it. I'm the champion! Yeah! I love how her voice goes deep. I'm the champion! Yeah! Backlash. Edge versus Orton in a wrestling match. The best wrestling match ever. Edge versus Orton. Right, Braun and Otis versus Miz and Morrison. Braun on the outside. Otis is down. Miz in the ring. He's managed to ground Otis. Is Gable the hacker? I think so. Days, Otis turns me on more than you do. Good, Swamp Manor. Believe me, I'm very happy about that. Can we have a pod about Total Divas? If that's what people choose. We always do a live stream on a Sunday on the Wrestling Escape Pod channel. And that's where people get to vote on what it is that we talk about. So if that's what people want and it gets into the poll and it wins, then yes. Here we go. Miz going up top. Double axe handle comes crashing down and Otis is down. Days, Rey Mysterio's contract is going to end soon. I think I heard rumors he was going to re-sign. Kicks coming in by Miz. The it kicks across the chest. Do you think they should do an NXT Money in the Bank? Yes. I mean, I personally think it should have been them in the match. We were talking about this earlier. I mean, is NXT a third brand? If so, it gets included. If it's not a third brand, then... I mean, it's just doing its own thing, isn't it? It's got its own pay-per-views and everything. We've got NXT TakeOver in your house coming up. Cannot wait. Super excited for that. Headlock by The Miz on Otis. We are very quickly running out of time. We've got 7 minutes. Sonny Wolf says, come on, Fiendy. Come on, Fiendy. Let's go, Fiendy. Miz on the back of Otis. Otis backs up against the ropes. Miz and Morrison working together now. Looking for a suplex. Oh, great work by Otis. Really showing the power. He did that double suplex quite easily. He is a strong boy, Otis. He is a very strong boy. Strowman Express. Oh, Morrison gets hurled down. Miz gets thrown down. Miz backed into the corner. Strowman hurls the Miz across the ring. Strowman picks up and throws Miz. Big scream by Strowman. We got 6 minutes. Strowman to the outside, running round. Oh, Morrison running away. Miz, boom. Good work by Morrison. Morrison saw him coming. Got out the way. Miz couldn't. So now Strowman in the ring, charging over. Oh, Strowman collides into the ring post. Here we go. Morrison, springboard kick. Kick to the midsection as well. Kicks to the thighs. Nice shots to the body. Forearm strike to the head. Strowman felt that. Against the ropes goes Morrison. And he gets planted. 1, 2, 3. And it's done. And it's 1. And Strowman and Otis are victorious. But with 5 minutes to go. There's still 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes to go, guys. Unless this is going to end early. Strowman and Otis victorious. Otis has got the Money in the Bank briefcase. Strowman has got the belt. They both celebrate together as we go to a replay of how Strowman managed to help just get that victory. But big question marks about Otis. Is he going to do anything with Strowman? Big question marks about The Fiend. You know, could we see a Funhouse clip now? Could we see the lights go out? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Strowman looking at Otis. Here comes Mandy. Mandy making her way down. She's applauding. Nice. And Otis is dancing to Mandy's music. Oh, Otis, what are you doing? He's put the briefcase down. Strowman turned around. Strowman looking at Otis. Otis putting his fist out. It was just for a laugh. It was just for a laugh. Okay, there we go. Mandy, Otis. There we go. You got to keep an eye on it. Strowman's definitely keeping an eye on Otis right now. Otis was like, it's just for a laugh. It's just for a laugh. Look at this. You got Mandy. We got the briefcase. Got a very happy Otis. Strowman leaving the ring. No, Strowman's still in the ring. Thought he'd left the ring. Still keeping an eye. I don't think we got anything. No Fiend by the looks of it. Just got Otis head banging away. And that's it. No Fiend. No Fiend. No, the hacker thing I thought was a bit disappointing. I'd have to go back and look at the detail. A few people in the chat saying that some of the images had moved around. So maybe some clues there. So definitely worth going back and looking at the hacker video again. It would be unusual for them to play the same video twice. So maybe worth a look. But certainly at first glance, first thoughts, not much in it. Wouldn't surprise me if the hacker changes like some information, like their coordinates or something like that. But yeah, nothing this week. So there we go. And you know what? It has ended a little bit early. It has ended a little bit early. We've still got a couple of minutes to go until it should have finished. But get your scores in. What did you think of SmackDown? We're going to stick around for 10 minutes. As we said, we've got a brand new Wrestling Escape pod coming up. If you've never seen it before, it's a podcast that just talks about a different subject each week, different wrestling subject. We've done best entrance themes. We've done WrestleMania. We've done wrestling figures. We've done worst results. Tonight, it's the Firefly Funhouse. And it's a decent one. It's a good one this week. Had fun editing it, so... that's coming up in 15 minutes over on the Wrestling Escape Pod channel. So, yeah, get your thoughts in, get your scores in until we jump over to there, as always, on a Friday night. Wrestling Days fan said bad show. It has been ending a little early. A few sevens and things. Got a 10, but no hacker updates. 6-5. WWE Figs says 665. LeBron 7.5. We've got Jason with a 1009. Amazing. Mohammed 4 says goodbye days. Shout out to you, dude. William Hensey with an 8. John with an 8. I am sexy and I know it. Says, hello, I'm new to this channel. Hello, I am sexy and I know it. Welcome, my friend. Welcome to our little community. Feel free to let me know what you scored the show. SmackDown ending at 58 minutes past it did. 7 says Lone Star Friend. 6 says Sunny Wolf. Jaden says 7. PJ Turbo says 7.5. Madupt says 5.5. Chalmers says 6.5. Finley says 9.5. Seeb, no, we're not doing watch-alongs for the Bundesliga. I never watch it, to be honest. It is on now, but of course, I don't think it's back until tomorrow, is it? It's all behind closed doors. Freak Official says 6.75. Days they left me drooling for the Fiend, says Michael. Oh, that's not good news, is it? Z, the gamer, gives it a small 6 out of 10, was it? Jim Gore says the most exciting half out of wrestling is on now. What's that? 205. Ethan says no Funhouse from tonight to discuss on the podcast. No, that's a little bit of a shame, but it's all right. In all fairness, when the podcast will start, it is very focused on those original episodes. So yeah, it's not going to be a problem. The IC tournament final will be AJ versus Jeff Hardy. Carmen Live 2 says my score is 9 out of 10. So shout out to Carmen Live 2 and Hammond, Indiana. Right, I'm gonna go. I think it was solid. I didn't think it was a bad show. I don't think there was much to get too excited about, in all fairness. Although I did actually really enjoy the Bayley Charlotte segment. I genuinely did. So I like the Bayley Charlotte segment. I think that's very intriguing. I think they are some big stars, and I think that's going to be quite juicy, and what with the whole Sasha thing as well. The Braun Otis thing didn't really pay off in the end. But, you know, it's a nice little story within one show. So I'm going to say that this was all right. I'm going to say, 6.5 is average. It's about average. I'm going to say 6.75. It's not a bad show. Not a bad show at all. But for me to be getting to 8s, 9s, things like that, I need an OMG moment. I need a freak out moment. I can't be giving shows. Every segment would have to be really, really strong for it to be an 8 without an OMG moment. To get to high 8s and 9s, I need a big, big moment. I don't feel that we got that. But a really perfectly fine show. I mean, I could be convinced to go to like a 7. I think I'm around a 7, 6, 7, 5, 7. I kind of feel like I'm in that territory. Not a bad show at all. Not a bad show at all. In fact, you know what? I feel like 6, 7, 5 might be stingy. I really could be convinced to go to 7. I'm going to go to 7. It's not a great deal of difference. But that's how I feel. I think that's very fair. I agree. Solid. Solid. Very much like Braun and Otis. Solid show. Shout out to Ewan. Hope you are well. Dave says, I don't normally watch the German league, but I've missed watching football. I'm really excited. Yeah, well, Dortmund in particular are very exciting. What with Sancho and Haaland. So I, you know, if I was going to be watching, I'd be. I think it is Dortmund against Schalke, which should be a good game tomorrow. So yeah, that's quite good that football is back. Just no English football yet. In regards to the wacky world of wrestling, though, I like the IC tournament. I think it's going to be. I think it's got some good people in. I think AJ Nakamura is going to be absolutely brilliant. I wasn't sure about the early Otis Miz TV segment. That felt. There was something just a little off about that, and I can't quite put my finger as to what it was, but there was something that was a little bit off about it. The Dana beat Naomi bit by a fluke, but I like to see her getting an opportunity. I like Dana. I think Dana's got potential. She's never going to be like a multiple-time world champion, but I do think that she's improved a lot since she's been on the main roster. I think she's different to when she was in NXT. You might remember, she's been up on the main roster that long now. She came up with Emma, I think. Wasn't it Emma or was it Charlotte? Did Dana come up with Charlotte? I know she hung out with Charlotte for quite a bit. They were together for a while. And I'm sure I think it was Emma that brought Dana Brooke up. She's been up for a while now. So all of those matches on house shows and things like that have really helped with Dana. So don't get me wrong, she's not like amazing in the ring, but she's earned her stripes. She's been up a long time now, and she deserves some opportunity. So I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do with her. The Otis thing, they need to establish him, and they're doing a good job of that. You know, he was in the main event this week. He's going to have that big mixed tag match next week. Should be good. So yeah, I think that SmackDown has got some interesting things going on at the moment. You've got the whole hacker thing. I mean, think about it this week. That was a pretty solid show. We didn't really get anything new from the hacker, and there was nothing from Bray, but it was still a pretty solid show. And their two biggest things didn't really feature this week. So got to give them credit for that. Kind of feel like Raw needs to up its game a bit. But actually, in all fairness, I think it did on Monday. I think Raw last Monday just gone, was much better than what we'd seen in a long time. So I think Raw is starting to up its game a little bit. Dave says, do you think they should do a ladder match for the IC belt? No, not so close to Money in the Bank. I think it's a little bit samey. So I think this tournament's fine. Breaking news, Rowan's new name is Eric Redbeard. Do you think Otis is championship material? I don't know is the answer. I think that he has connected with fans. I think that the casual fans really like Otis. I think he is fun. I think that he is very different to a Stone Cold or whatever. I think that he has no need to cash in anytime soon. Otis is a project, and they can take 12 months before he cashes in. He could cash in at WrestleMania 37. Do you know what I mean? So they've got plenty of time to establish him as a threat, to build him up, to make him seem a bit more like championship material. So there's no rush. I would say right now, no. But there's plenty of time. Plenty of time. The promo for Raw next week looks insane, to be fair, says Bradley. Charlie says, you want to watch next week, though, to see what will happen with Bray and Hacker. That's true. Yep. I mean, it's good that they use them sparingly. There's no point using them every single week and use them all the time because it'll be diminishing returns. So, yeah, as I said, they've done really well to give us a perfectly fine show without the two big things that people talk about featuring at all. So that's a positive. It's a positive. Devon has retired. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too surprised by that. Days SummerSlam could be interesting if it can't be held in Boston because of the coronavirus. Yeah, apparently they might even delay it. I think they are looking for an alternative venue. If they can't find that alternative venue, then they will look to delay it. So, yeah, we're going to have to wait and see how that all plays out. Little bit messy, but not a big problem.
They donated $62 via Super Chat. This is a test Super Chat alert for $62.
I wonder who that was. That was me. I just turned it off. I did not donate to myself, but I am a legend, so I do agree with it. I just turned it off because I thought, wow, we're pretty much done now. I didn't realise it was going to fire off a Super Chat. Right, I need to find Wrestling Escape Pod because all of these conversations, I'm quite happy to jump over and have them over there in the chat, but that is going to start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes time. So let me jump into... So if you want to carry on talking with us in a sec, as soon as we're done here, that is the link in the chat. That is where we are heading over to. I can see there's already a few people over there. Don't forget when you go over, it makes a massive difference if you drop a like over there on the stream. Hit subscribe if you haven't. That obviously is a very small channel that's still growing. So any support is greatly appreciated when it comes to that. Because I can tell you, honestly, it takes me 5-6 hours to edit those videos. And obviously it takes us an hour to record them. I do more work when it comes to the Wrestling Escape Pod stuff than I do on this channel. So, yeah, your support is greatly appreciated. Waleed, we can stick around for a few more minutes. Let's read these final thoughts. Waleed says, Otis can be IC champ. I would be fine with it, but the WWE title is a hard pill to swallow. I agree, but there's plenty of time. Days Asuka is going to turn babyface again. Okay, cool. I'll be down with that. I think she works as a heel. I think she works as a face, as long as she's going to still be fun and dancing around and entertaining. Bradley says, I'll see you all in a second. Coaster Maniacs says, remember, contest details tomorrow. Yeah, keep your eye on Coaster Maniacs channel. He's doing a competition at the moment where you could appear in a video with Coaster and myself, where we will sit down and we will talk in person. Well, not in person, on Zoom or something. So that's a competition. Someone can be in a Coaster Maniacs video, sit down and have a chat directly, get your thoughts across over Zoom with me and Coaster. Not something that I've ever done before, so that's on Coaster's channel. Rhonda is pregnant, says Finley. Is she? Is she? I haven't heard this. Anything you can do, I can do better. Days, this is hidden again. It's happening all over YouTube, dude. It's happening all over YouTube. There's nothing we can do. We've said so many times, people are just going to have to know that it's here. There's nothing we can do about it. It's a problem with YouTube at the moment. So frustrating, but it is what it is. Hopefully people can find Wrestling Escape Pod. I am going to have to try and end this stream now so that I can just tweet out about that one, because otherwise people just won't be able to find it. But as we said, we're going to be talking Firefly Funhouse and all of that, and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. Quite happy to have any conversations you want to have over there. Tommy should be over there, should be joining us as well. I know he really enjoys spending that time with you guys on a Friday night. Of course, you know, I'm very fortunate. I do these streams every day, but for Tommy, you know, he doesn't get to interact with you guys. He only interacts on a Friday night for an hour. So I know he's very much looks forward to these. So, yes, we are going to jump over there. That is starting literally in a couple of minutes' time. Days, it's all kicking off. The hacker is Colby Covington. That would be amazing. Right. Yes, I think we are done. I'm going to go over there right now. So, right. Where am I going? Awesome. Thank you to everyone that joined us. Really do appreciate it. As I said, thought it was a pretty solid show. Maybe it was just missing that spectacular moment, but I think we're just laying the foundations for things to come. Of course, we're back with a decent-looking show. Great UFC card on Saturday. We're back on Sunday for In Your House. Raw on Monday. Carneyland on Tuesday. NXT AEW Wednesday. So much coming up. So thank you all for the support. Really appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you over on the Wrestling Escape Pod channel right now. Awesome, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.